Hello, everyone out there. You're here watching Telling Tales. It's Monday, so it's time for some more Warhammer as the dog charges at me like a maniac because he thinks I'm talking to him, not you out there on the internet. Welcome to a Monday Night Warhammer. As I mentioned, we're getting through this series now, and I'm really excited for tonight because there's some fun stuff planned. Hopefully, it won't run too long because there's quite a lot of fun stuff planned. We'll find out about that. Anyway, before we get into that, let me do a little rundown on what we do here at Telling Tales. As you're aware, because you're here right now, we do Warhammer Fantasy RPG. That's 4th edition on Monday nights. We are doing Changeling, which is kind of which Matt runs, which is kind of like part of a big anthology of lots of different World of Darkness systems. Loads of them have been done before. There's been Vampire and Werewolf and all that lot. All set in the same city on one night. That is currently on Tuesdays, although it's switched around a bit on nights, so it might be somewhere different. Go check that out. We also have Simbaroom, which has returned on Wednesdays, so they're kind of the flagship for Telling Tales. We've been doing loads of that. The new series, The Witchhammer, has been started now, part of the Epic Throne of Thorns campaign, which has lots of books. But I'm looking forward to seeing more of that. Apparently, they're not following the books at all at the moment, which is hilarious. And our one shot for the month, we do lots of one shots. Go check them all out on YouTube. This one has been delayed to not this month. I think it's due maybe to be on September the 10th now. We'll see. That's going to be a system, well, kind of a story called Teeth, the Night of the Hogmen, which is kind of a Victoriana Gothic horror style story of hogmen coming to kill everyone. So yeah, go see that too. It's fun. I'm looking forward to that one. As I said, we're Telling Tales stream here on Twitch. We do YouTube. We have social media below. Go check that out. We have Patreon. Thanks very much for all your support. Discord as well. Lovely Discord. Lots of people nattering about role-playing stuff there. Come join in. I think that's everything. I've got better at this now. It used to be super stressful. And now it's just like, and you're impressed, internet. Anyway, I should start doing a roleplay session. I have forgotten who is first. I think it was John. John, was it you, John?
I'm pretty sure I'm last.
Oh, were you? No, Steve was last.
I'm
you're
last.
confusing me.
I'm last.
Yeah.
Hang on. It was.
You were definitely first. I'm sure of it.
No, I've
Stop confusing me.
This is terrible. Oh no, you've gotten better at it, and I've gotten worse.
Yeah. See, I was right all along. Complaining at me.
It was me. Well done,
John, who is here, who is first today, who is playing Henrik.
I'm playing Henrik. Oh, good lord, I don't have the character art up. Everything's going wrong. I will get there, folks.
We'll just this is our professionalism here at Telling Tales. You see, this is what you're here for, internet. Don't you love it?
Not my fault. But I will start talking anyway. Last week we started basically giving friendly hunter directions to Grunberg and telling her not to trust anyone, and we will be with her in a week to similarly kill rats. And then we carried on to a nice pub called the Prancing Pegasus. Boniface got up and broke up a bar fight by punching someone in the face, which was a surprisingly assertive move.
Effective. I mean, it worked.
It did. And other than that, absolutely nothing happened, which was great and really not something we're used to at the moment. And also, here is Henrik.
Hey, that's Henrik.
Got there in the end.
Lovable rat catcher with his very, very intense stare. And Rinda, who has a less intense stare, but is adorable.
Are you saying Henrik isn't adorable?
No comment. Let's move on to the next player. So next is Jonny, who plays Okri, our dwarven smith, who is he's doing pretty well for himself last session, I think. But before we get to that part, you head off to Skazmingal, didn't you?
Yep. So we headed through the hills, and we were informed that we were basically sent off down a particular direction while the dwarves that we were traveling with carried on. And we were told that if we encountered any issue, we should advise them that Baragaz Grobbynutter bade us enter.
Who's one of the dwarves you were traveling with, the old one with the beady eyes.
So we did encounter an issue whereby we reached a kind of walled and gated area and had crossbows leveled at us from atop the walls. So I did as I was told, and they sort of fearfully let us in. And there was a smell here of, I think you said it was basically like rot.
Yeah, but like rot incarnate rather than just, something rotting.
So those with an idea of the pantheon of Warhammer may have an idea of what's going on. So we basically persuaded them to let us in, and some of us at least spotted some bodies inside the walls, and it turned out that there has been fighting between the dwarves and humans. So the humans have been coming from the city, I believe.
Yeah, I think you found that out when you went up to Skazmingol, but certainly they'd been attacked, and some of the dwarves were injured, and it seemed some were dead. Yeah.
So that was our arrival there. Quite fraught.
Indeed. Yeah, but you made it in all right in the end. You kind of managed to assuade them to some extent. And to talk about what happened just before you left, we'll bring on Justin, who plays Boniface, kind of young, very punchy, surprisingly strong for his little stout frame.
Thank you.
So perhaps still naive for what he did next.
Sure, why not? Boniface was, he was in the center of this stinking camp and there was this huge, pure black, but also somehow green, enticing gem that's crashed into the ground. And although he did try valiantly not to look, ultimately he gave way to temptation and stared into the stone, which whispered terrible secrets to him. He gained some corruption, but also a new cantrip, and eventually and also much disdain from Kruger. But eventually, we head on out of the camp.
Yep, and up to Skazmingol. It's worth saying no one else looked at the stone. Everyone else was tempted, but no one else chose to look. And to tell us what happened once you got up to Skazmingol, we'll bring on Steve, our final player, who plays Kruger, Boniface's somewhat reluctant, maybe slightly less reluctant. Boniface has been doing a bit better lately, kind of. Master and, yes, a noble Minlander.
Yeah, so we headed up to Skazmingol, managed to get an audience with Lord Brock, having surrendered our weapons. But instead of the explanations of what was going on and offers of assistance to solve the problem in Grunsberg, we're suddenly bundled down. There's like a hurried explanation that this war is brewing between humans and dwarves because of these attacks that have been carried out. Seems to be that they're being arranged by Helsknack's retinue. And obviously the suggestion is that this is done on purpose so that perhaps the Skaven can lift the stone in the midst of all of the confusion.
That's what the Dowie thought,
Yeah. The slight problem was that the Dowie they don't like really, getting killed by anybody. And
no one does, but the Dowie take it very personally. To the extent that they will have problem with your species for it.
Yeah. So we were bundled downstairs into the prison to spend a night there, whilst night drew on and things calmed down.
Well, Ochre wasn't, being a non-human.
Oh no, Ochre was making sure that nobody snuck down to shivers in our sleep. A few hours passed. We were woken in the middle of the night and taken via this sort of secret tunnel back to the gate, presented with a parcel of goodies, and beseeched that we should go back to Grunsberg. It is Grunsberg, isn't it?
Grunberg, but yeah.
Grunberg, yeah. Go back there and solve the problem ourselves, with the added information that it was probably Helsknack's physician that was under suspicion, that might have been feeding him this this weird rock to corrupt him and control him somehow.
I think you kind of put the idea in Lun and the group's head when you first mentioned, is there anything that could be grant healing of some sort? So that's perhaps where that connection was made. Although you're not exactly sure how that might work.
No.
Clearly there's some connection there. Indeed. Cool, yeah,
So
that's us all caught up, indeed. So it's worth saying you've all just climbed up the ladder and been let out of Skazmingol. It's still the middle of the night. It's probably not far off dawn, actually. I suppose maybe there's just the tiniest bit of light in the sky. Okri was granted a lovely bit of kind of dwarven guards equipment. So you now have a fine dwarven as, which is a one-handed war axe. A hand weapon for anyone else, but it also has pommel, unbreakable, and hack if people are interested. A dwarven round shield with a rather mighty picture of a dwarven angry face on it. An open helm and a mail coat.
I read about pommel and hack. They're pretty good.
Yeah, they're pretty good. Yeah, can you tell us what they do? Well, just people will be interested.
Yeah, so pommel, you remove one point from the armor as well if you hit somewhere that's armored. And hack is, I've forgotten.
I think hack. I think there might be the other way around. I think hack is the one that does damage to armor. And pommel is if you hit the head, you can like stun. I think. Yeah. I think that's what it is.
Yeah, I've got that on a couple of my weapons.
On the it makes sense. The hammer.
One weapon. Yeah,
and it's good because it's the same stat as Okri's hammer that he's been using, but Okri's hammer has the -1 success level thing because it's forgotten what the thing was, but unreliable or something.
Unreliable. Yeah, so it's a nice axe. It's very fine dwarven craft. You're hoping though this is something you'd like to have a go at making now. You've got your tools and everything set up, but maybe not quite the time yet. It's also worth saying all of the dwarven weapons come with unbreakable, so they basically can never lose their edge, which is pretty cool. And I think if you fumble with them, you can't damage them. Well, you can lose them still, obviously, but it's pretty cool though. Nice craft. So we'll get into roleplay here because your pack is kind of just being levered out with you, so you haven't opened that up yet. So as I say, middle of the night, you were bade kind of a good luck by one of the dwarven guards at the exit, and you've kind of trotted away a little bit down the path, and maybe opened up the pack to have a quick look before you move on. So inside, you find 2 dwarven short swords with unbreakable. Another mail coat, a pendant of Alaya, which I feel like Okri will probably take, given it doesn't really mean anything to anyone else. Valea being the kind of dwarven goddess of hearth and home and family and kind of luck as well, and healing and safety. 4 water skins four water skins that you don't know what they contain. So maybe you just hand them out without anyone particularly doing. Would anyone maybe open one of those up, give it a sniff?
I would give it a sniff.
Yeah, sure. It's the second you open it up, your head like automatically like moves back with oh goodness. It's not poison. It smells kind of good, but just overwhelming. I don't know if you know exactly what it is, but it smells like ale, just lots of ale. Like the area around you is now just strongly smelling of ale.
So I don't need to do a poison roll, is what you're saying?
You don't suspect. You could do it if you want to, but you don't suspect.
No.
You've each got one of them. There's also a pack of clean bandages, 2 healing drafts, 2 healing poultices. We've already had a bit of a chat beforehand, so people will have these. A grappling hook, a set of lockpicks, and some hard dwarven bread, tough cheese, salted horse meat, and a few old-looking baked root vegetables, which is enough for 1 ration each as well. So Lund's giving you some nice stuff there. I mean, who could complain about old root vegetables,
I can always throw them at people if...
That's true. Is there anything you've just climbed out of the dungeons underneath Skazmingol? You're a little way down the track. It's the middle of the night. Is there anything that kind of the group is saying with this kit unfurled in front of you, deciding what to do next?
I think I'm the only person. Go on.
Be careful of the water skins. They're not water.
Okri, the moment you sniff it, you know it's Bugman's 6X. It's a good Bugman's too.
So you said there was some dwarven armor there.
Yep. So the mail coat is, if anyone picks up the mail coat, Kruger perhaps, or someone picks up the mail coat, it's conspicuously dwarf-shaped. Kruger and Henrik would not fit it.
Well, looking at Ogre, I guess.
Boniface being is it
dwarf-sized.
Is it the exact same thing as I'm wearing?
Same as what you're wearing already.
So you would see that if you look.
Then I'll sling it on and go, it's a shame it covers my fine. I worked very hard to get these. But on the road, I suppose.
The fine coat over the top.
Oh, no, I wouldn't want to tear it.
Yeah, fair.
The lining. I don't like. Ogre's like, this is dwarven, mate. This is not going to tear your coat.
So
there are no trailing parts.
So the question I have for the group is: we kind of decided tentatively your group objective was to get to the bottom of this war and effectively stop the war. Is that what the group objective is now? Is that what you're all going to do effectively? Because you've just climbed out of this dungeon.
Well, essentially, other than not die in the process, which I haven't really figured out how we're going to arrange that. But so my personal ambition is figure out what's going on with Hell's Connect, and it sounds a reasonable group ambition to.
Cool. So if everyone's pretty clear on that objective, then you're just off down the road. Yep. Sounds good. Okay, you're off, tramping down the road in the middle of the night. If it's okay with everyone, feel free to shout me up if there's something specific you wanted to do on the way. But I was going to skip the journey back because it's uneventful. Nothing particularly happens. I feel like you're trying to get back fairly quick, but you don't encounter anyone interesting on the road. You just have another quiet stay in the Prancing Pegasus, if you choose to. And you're probably back at Grunberg within a day and a bit.
So we don't see any more of Hell's Connect's retinue, I presume?
Not on the road, no.
Okay.
You don't worry you have to avoid them. You're kind of keeping an eye out for them, but it strikes you maybe they're not really using the roads. Perhaps they're trying to, stay out of sight or something. Maybe that thought occurs to Kruger, given you didn't see a single one of them on the road. So as I say, a day and a bit later, the wooden walls of Grunberg come into view in the distance. Were you going to try and meet that dwarven hunter first?
I think that's a good idea.
What's the plan?
Remind me, she said something about tunnels.
She said she would stay outside of the walls and she'd look to see if she could find any tunnels or entrances. And she'd keep an eye out for you within a week. In a week. It's been less than a week.
It has been. I thought I remembered her saying that she'd meet us by somewhere.
She said she'd meet you by this gate in a week's time when you were coming back.
Okay.
Time to go looking. It's worth saying, if you kind of draw close enough to see the gate to Grunberg, in front of you, you can see there is a guard at the gate who seems to be checking people on the way in. If your thought was to wander straight in. You might not have to worry about the guard. You don't know yet, but you may have to.
I suspect somehow it would be a bold play, but probably a short one.
I think I should probably stay outside.
Well, shall we scout around the walls a bit and away from the gate and see whether we can find this?
Do I think I can? Never mind. I was thinking about, maybe I'm just beneath notice. They're just so beneath notice that I can kind of come and go as I like.
I mean, your beneath notice is the classes above you, correct?
That's true.
And you're silver, and the guard would be low silver at best.
Well, I am silver 1, so you can't get lower than that.
They'd be the same as you, so that you're not beneath their notice.
That's true.
If you're a brass, I would have given that to you.
I think it does provide. Well, maybe it doesn't.
Also, I think there are some limitations to how that works as well.
Yeah. I think it adds bonuses to.
Either way, it's not exactly a wide gateway with kind of being let through. So you'd have to make a roll even to have that, because it's not exactly a.
That's fair enough.
I
was wondering whether it could kind of work as a kind of assistance to a disguisey type check.
Perhaps,
but perhaps, yeah.
Mm-hmm. You said you want to stay outside first of all, Henrik. Are you just going to look for signs of the dwarf hunter?
I was actually going to look for signs of what she's looking for, so I'm going to try and look for rat tunnels.
Sure, that sounds good. Okay, make me a plus 20. That's the easier version, isn't it? Yeah.
Plus.
Roll for your. No. He always feels your career skills hitting, which is just wrong.
I think for rat stuff, we've been using animal care before.
Oh yeah, use that. That makes sense because it's like activity.
Ooh, big choice. Which D10s do I use for this session?
Mm-hmm.
This could make or break it, guys. Do you say plus 20?
Yep.
That is a pass.
Cool. Okay, so you spend a little bit of time treading not far away from the group while they're kind of looking at the gate, deciding what to do, and then you see a like a tunnel kind of under the wall, which just looks to be like a drainage tunnel from like a sewer, basically, or something like that. But you kind of have a closer look at it and realize it looks like there's footprints near the base of it that don't look human, but look large. As you draw closer to it, make me a perception roll. Plus 20 again, because you're having a specific look.
Would you like the number of success levels?
Yeah, if possible.
4.
Ooh, okay, yeah. As you're drawing closer to it, your eye is immediately drawn to a kind of a simple green canvas with kind of branches draped across it, and you realize sitting underneath it is a dwarven hunter, who you recognize, who is sitting directly across from that hole that you're looking at. She hasn't noticed you yet. She's staring at the hole. Just stroking her rifle in her hand.
On the one hand, I want to kind of get a gauge on how good a hunter she is. But on the other hand, I don't want to take a rifle shot to the face. So I think I will approach quite loudly.
Okay.
Not like flailing, but I'm not.
I know what you mean. You're making your presence known. Yeah. The second you like take a step with that intention, she looks over quickly at you, and then kind of does a quick nod, looks back at the hole, shrugs, and then gets up to come over to you.
Good hunting?
No, I've only seen one so far. You're quicker than thought. Anything wrong?
Our reception wasn't as welcome as we had hoped. There have been some attacks, and the Dawi were not. Most of them were not receptive to our kind.
Well, anyway, you're here now. Let's get going then. And she starts immediately untying her canvas. In we go.
There's more at risk than just a hunt, I'm afraid. I mentioned that the rats may have influence in the city, yes?
Aye.
A influenced noble is sending his men to attack the Dawi to retrieve an artifact. As you might imagine, this is potentially leading to war.
Well, better hurry up then, hadn't we? She's untying quicker. Starts wrapping the canvas up and belts it on her backpack, throws it over, and picks up her rifle and her mattock and starts tramping off towards the track where you came from. Come on then. What you waiting for?
I'm not sure we'll be very welcome inside the city walls.
Yeah, you can now see her. So this is.
All right. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, you're good. You're good. Let's say she's arrived and you say that. You're still far enough away. The guard hasn't really clocked you yet. You're not standing in the middle of the road making yourselves obvious. So yeah. She's like, "Aye. Well, how else are we going to get in, eh? Not going up that." She's pointing at the sewer that everyone else hasn't really noticed, but Henrik's definitely noticed.
Why not?
Stinking place for them.
You get used to it eventually.
We'd be much safer going from above, I say. Look, how much trouble can we have from that one guard anyway? Let's go. Boniface, make me an intuition roll. Sorry, you can keep talking.
Fantastic. Bollocks.
It's a plus 20, but...
then I make it.
You do? Oh, okay. Boniface, a word comes into your head when
Fudge
she says
off.
getting past the guard. The word is dazzle.
No, doesn't. That doesn't happen.
It is there.
The word is punch in the face.
Boniface has a pained expression on his face. He's gritting his teeth.
I'm looking back and looking at Kruger, gritting my teeth, looking at the ground, looking at Kruger. Should we just punch him? It's not. Yeah.
The Dowie woman's like, oh, haven't introduced myself, have I? Name's Skundwi. Let's go. She's almost starting to walk on.
Henrik, is there any other way in? Like there were loads of tunnels by the river. You said that.
There are tunnels. There's the sewers. I'm reasonably confident my ability to... I mean, I've never been in Grunberg sewers, but I imagine they'll be much the same in construction as Altdorf. I should be able to find our way in. Or there's their own tunnels.
Look, one
just
way or
one
another,
guard?
one way or another, we're going to end up arrested by that guy there. Unlikely. Or he'll fight us, regret it, and we'll be in. What's the problem?
Does this guard look fit?
You've met him before, and now you get a closer look. It's actually you think it's actually the woman who you like saw at the docks.
Do I think I could outrun this guard?
Sorry?
Do I think I could outrun this guard?
Yeah. It's not guaranteed, but you think you could, yeah.
Is the guard currently well, my suggestion, I mean, it's less of a suggestion, more of a kind of Boniface is probably going to try and do this, is to grab a rock, to wander into the street, to throw it at the guard, and then to run off in the other opposite direction.
Okay.
While the others can wander through the gates, while Boniface outruns said guard.
Boniface has suggested this.
Boniface is not really suggesting this. Boniface is grabbing a rock.
Okay.
But yeah.
Go for it. Well, first of all, if you're just going to throw the rock without anyone stopping you, make a roll to throw a rock.
Like if there can be a situation where the rest of the group can't really be seen and Boniface can kind of wander out into like I don't know the light of the torch or something, the edge of.
It's daytime at this point.
Is it daytime?
I think you've arrived like it would be like about midday I think when you're there. It's about a day and a half, or it's kind of late morning. So the rest of you are kind of in the brash to the side of the track anyway. So Boniface stepped out, picked up a rock.
Fine, throw the rock.
Yeah, cool.
Are
you going close enough for the guard to see you before you throw the rock?
That's the plan. The plan is kind of like I need to say kind of like keep out of sight and then just wander off into the street with a rock.
Okay.
I'm hoping you're not standing right by the bush we're hiding in. You're going to actually let us.
No, I'll wander a bit away from the bush.
Okay, good.
The guard glances at you to see you, but doesn't react in any other way.
What's
He's
the
busy
difficulty
talking
of the
to a
throw?
trader.
I'm not trying to I'm just trying to throw a rock at them. There's not.
To hit the guard is like I'll tell you what. To get the guard's attention and annoy the guard is a plus 20. You don't need to hit the guard to do that.
I got one success level.
Cool. Yeah. Well, one success of plus 20.
Well, I got
in
a 39. I needed to roll a 59.
In that case, the okay, so you got 2 success levels.
Success levels.
Okay, in that case, the stone does hit the guard, but it just hits like their boot and like clangs them a bit like that. Yeah. You make another roll.
Pinging bits of
this
gravel
woman
off
is
the
just
helmet.
like, oi, what do you think you're doing? What do you? And she just kind of goes, waves at the
fuck off, guard.
Waves at the thing, and goes.
I'll pick up another rock. I'm gonna throw that rock too, unless they can do something about it.
She goes out of it right now, and reaches for a bow.
Fine, I'm gonna dash off around the corner or dash off somewhere. I think I'm confident in losing this person.
Cool. One more roll for this guard. You pissed the guard off. She's going to run after you.
Yes.
Yeah, she just waves the trader she's looking at through and runs across
I'd like
out
to
of the gateway,
outrun this
looking at you.
guard.
So while everyone else is watching this occur, let's have an athletics roll to see how well you get away. This is an opposed athletics roll.
Okay.
Athletics won't be too bad. Oh, wait, is that an... Yeah, that's an 8. Okay, she did really well.
Fuck.
So she got 4 success levels.
I didn't get 4 success. I got 1 success level.
Okay,
but I might be able to I wonder if I can. Is it worth?
She won't catch you with that.
Yeah. Okay.
What are you doing? Where are you running? Straight back down the path, or are you running into the trees the other way or something?
Yeah, into the trees the other way.
Okay,
I suppose.
Cool. Okay, she is like hot on your heels. She's deciding to try and run you down rather than shoot you.
Cool.
Everyone else, you've seen Boniface sprint off into the forest, and then the guard sprint off much quicker than Boniface. She was spry on her heels into the forest after him. Are you just gonna head on in now in the open gateway?
I'm gonna head in, and I'm gonna try and send Rinda to be a trip hazard.
You're gonna have to give me a bit of a test for that because there's nothing Rinda's particularly inclined to be interested in. Well, I guess the shouting of the guards vaguely interesting.
What dog doesn't like just chasing?
Yeah, you're right. A chase
things?
is fun. Yeah, go on, +20. I think that does justify ease to me. Actually, you know what? Dog would love that. +40. It would. That's like dog's dream.
Oh, classic dog owner.
So my target was 87, and I rolled 6.
Cool.
So Rinda does really good.
All you're doing is holding Rinda's collar because Rinda is so eager to chase these two. And with that roll, Rinda is going to reach the guard in a moment. We'll get back to that. Everyone else just wandering in. There's like the trader who's there with a cart is just standing there staring and scratching their head at this occurrence in the gateway. But you can just wander past. They'll see you, but
kids throwing stones at guards. Who raises them these days? That's what I say. Where's the parents?
Yeah, the two traders are like just muttering. They're like, what's that about? Weird kid.
I'm sure I saw him with a water skin of 6x tail.
Giving bugmans to children. Scundwee laughs. Yeah, you're through the gate. You're in. Are you kind of, once you're in, trying to dash off somewhere to hide, or just blending in, wandering down the street? What's the intention?
I would presume that we're trying to blend in.
Sure.
If we run through the gate and another guard is wandering around and sees us having sprinted through that.
Yep, gotcha. It's quite busy in the street actually, so it's not too difficult to do. There's a load of carts and traders and things like that, so you wander into that and mingle away a bit. Are you kind of going to wait somewhere around here for Boniface, or just wander on, hoping that he makes it back in?
He's got Rinda to look after him.
I don't plan these things through.
I guess Kruger, what's your intention, given that Boniface is probably the one you're thinking about? You don't see any guards around.
Yeah, he'll be okay. I'm more concerned about sticking out like a sore thumb, and
okay.
I kind of want to get. I might take the hat off and put the. I presume I look maybe slightly less innocuous. At least this is Kruger's idea, with the helmet on rather than the big hat.
Yeah, because your face is covered with. Well, no, you got an open helm, but you're still less easy to recognize. But yeah, the helm does not have feathers or a big crest on it, so yeah.
No.
Okay, well, let's go back to Boniface, where you're kind of just wandering down the street. Boniface, one more athletics roll for me. I'm going to roll for her and the dog, but the dog's going to get a bonus. Okay, she did much less well that time.
Bollocks. That one was terrible. And the dice went running off everywhere. So I'm going to tell you now that one wasn't good. It was 80-something.
Okay, well, she got -2 success levels. Tell me how many you got.
At the moment, without re-rolling, I probably will re-roll. I would have got -4 success levels.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's just the 10s.
So yeah, there was no bonus to it, was there? No modifier.
There was a flat. It's just because it's opposed. So
yeah.
And by the way, remember,
when did we regain fortune?
I forgot to mention you got fortune back at the beginning of this session, so you've got full fortune again.
Well, then I'll re-roll that, and I got this time. I got, I think, a success. Let me just double check
How
my character
many?
sheet.
Yeah.
With 0 success levels, like those
Okay.
like flat, like
Yeah,
like
well, that counts as
1
one.
success level. Yeah, sorry.
Cool. Okay, so that means you
Keeping it's
have
the
kept,
difference.
You've kind of. Okay, so she's gonna have to make a perception roll to keep you inside. That's what I'm gonna do, and she will fail that by 1. So you dash round a boulder, and she's kind of slowed, and you can see her. She's not quite sure exactly where you've gone, and you think if you kind of change direction now, you probably get away from her. Rinda by the way, has not caught up with her. Rinda rolled a 98.
Yeah, I think that's the plan. Is as soon as I think that she's kind of lost sight of me, to kind of double back and make my way back to the gate as soon as possible.
Okay,
Or
make
like
me
kind of...
one single stealthy roll to get back. I'll give you a +20 on this. If you succeed, you will have lost her tracks and get back in without her following.
I succeed with 2 success levels.
Yep, you're good. Okay, yeah, you loop round back into the city. She doesn't seem to be following you. You don't see hide nor hair of her again. And the traders have gone through. No one really seems to watch you come in.
Well, I think maybe it's just 1 success level because I don't think it's the
A moment later, Rinda comes trotting in behind you, apparently having lost both of you in the forest. But she does have a mouse in her mouth instead. Clearly got distracted.
Cool.
She's following you, Boniface. She doesn't immediately know where the others have gone. Everyone else has wandered on. Where is everyone else going then? Because you were kind of just blending in. What is the intention? You can have a quick natter about what you're actually going to do now you're in the city.
Well, I would have liked to have some time planning, but
yeah, have a chat. It's all good.
I have, preferably before we came into the city, removed my cap and my rat furs.
Gotcha. And Okri is dressed up entirely differently, which will help too, I suppose.
I might have removed the tabard, the blue and white tabard.
I might just be giving you bonuses to the occasional rolls that I might or might not be making. And Boniface was also wearing different, so that's good. Okay. I don't think Skundwy has even been to Grinberg before. Okay, yeah. So what are you doing?
Staying off the main streets, I'd hope. Maybe trying to find somewhere a little quiet to have a conversation.
Yeah, sure. It's easy enough. You find an area behind one of the taverns. That's kind of like a little alley, which there's just a couple of like small children playing in. And when they see you all kind of move in there, and they all look at you with that kind of look and just trot away down the street a bit of a way. But no one else can see you here, you think. Boniface, make me a perception roll.
I pass with 1 success level.
That was flat. Cool. Yeah, you spot. I think you spot Kruger because he's probably the biggest, just dipping into an alleyway ahead of you, so you know where they've gone. Catch up.
Cool. I start slinking after them. I'm also going to check around to make sure I'm not being followed by a guard, if that's okay.
Give me another perception roll then. Go for it. Everyone else, you're in a quiet space now, so you have a moment.
If it's flat, I get it with 3 success
It'll be flat.
levels?
Yep, you're pretty certain she's not got back at the gate yet, and you're also pretty certain that no other guards have watched you in the area just now, which is good. Boniface approaches in the alleyway, looking quite pleased with himself.
Well, I'll sort of
and Rinda.
Yeah, check that no one's turning up, behind him. Cat. And say, how? Look, what are we going to do here? We need to find proof that Health Connect is being manipulated. It's not enough here just to go in and kill those rat things. We need to convince the lords of this city that there's a threat, that Health Connect is involved, and we have to give them reason to back down or take control or something. How do we do that?
Never as simple as just killing them, is it?
Maybe we can find something in his offices.
If we could find evidence for whatever it is his physician may or may not be feeding him.
Maybe we could go to his physician's house.
Do we know? Do we know who they are? Do we?
No.
You can start asking around.
What about your friend who you spoke to in the guard?
I think didn't he say that he might not be in residence next time he visits?
Were you referring to Marcus Flint or
Yes.
the first? Right. Well, we could try to get a message to him, I guess. I don't know whether he's likely to be. Well, yes, he might not be in position. In some ways, if he's not in position, he might be more able to help us. So, yes, perhaps we should try to get a message to him somehow.
If we could also get some sort of a meeting with the Graph.
How do we do that without?
No idea.
I did wonder if that rock is the cause of this. We all felt its effects, I think, as we went near it. Is there any way that we might be able to sense it if we were nearby, or is it?
We could smell it, probably.
Does Boniface think that he could sense it if he was to be near something similar?
I think you get the inkling that while it might not be as obvious as the others, something about it might, twig for you somehow.
Well, then I'll meaningly say I'll keep my eyes open for it. Something about it. I also think if you give me the afternoon, I can probably find out where the physician lives. I'll go ask some servants. My master's got a lot of cash. He's looking to hire someone to fix his dodgy disease he got down in Weiberg, and we're looking to. I've heard the physician of Hellsconnect's pretty good. I could find out.
That seems very fair to you. You wouldn't be surprised if Hellsconnect's physicians had stories were told about him, given what he might have done for Hellsconnect.
That does sound like a good plan, yeah.
Aye, and while you're doing that, the rest of you can show me where these Dan Dagaraki are.
Well, that's easier. That's easier than our other lines of inquiry at the moment. We found them by the river, by the docks. There's a warehouse where we dispatched one. So
come on then, off we go.
Okay.
I think while we're at the docks, I might be able to find us somewhere to stay if we need to.
Oh, that sounds good.
Okay, so it sounds like there's a few different things going on here. Boniface, Justin, tell me what Boniface is going to be doing first.
So my plan first is to find out where the servants drink, and that I would need to do by kind of going to like the palace, like any kind of like officially areas where someone like Hellsconnect is going to be, so where rich people servants are, and asking them for where's good to go drink. Where do you guys go drink after work? That kind of thing, and then to go to that place and start my inquiries.
Okay, and start drinking.
That's fine.
Look, Kruger's not here tonight. It's like, if you want to micromanage, you can come along. Delegation.
3 taverns later.
I think that's going to be a gossip roll or anything else like that.
Yeah, gossip is
Have you
fine.
got any skills that, or what they call talents that are relevant? Let me know.
I don't think I do.
Cool.
But gossip is easier.
I don't think it's difficult. Plus 20. Plus 40 to figure out where they drink.
Well, I mean, I got plus 40 is like 6 success levels.
Yeah, you're good. Okay.
Like
yeah,
maybe the pub's next to the place.
Well, it doesn't take any time at all. There's like the court was in session a moment ago, and all of the servants are just trumping out of there. And they're just
they need
straight into this tavern that's just across the road. You see them all go in. It's this higgledy-piggledy looking place. Clearly a noble wouldn't be seen in there. What's it called? It's called the Graf's Arms. There you go. That's probably the sort of name they would have. And yeah, you just join in behind them. They're singing some sort of song you don't really recognize, and they're coming in perhaps a local song of this region of Reichland. But yeah, in you go. You're just gonna ask away.
Yeah, I'm just, I've got my chainmail on, so I'm just saying, my master's come back from like traveling around all of the inns and houses of ill repute around this part of the country, and he's in an awful state, and we desperately need someone. We've heard that Health Connect's physician is the person to go to. He's got a stupid amount of money; he'll pay anything.
Oh, that one. That one's a funny one, though. You should see the look in his eyes. I mean, sure, he gets results, but I'm not sure you should trust him.
I think we're concerned the level of contagion is just off the charts. We need somebody who's willing to take desperate measures.
Oh. What's name, your lord?
What is Kruger's what is Kruger's like actual title? Like what is his second name? What is he lord of?
He's not lord of anything. It's just Kruger Stark.
Stark.
Yeah.
Hark.
Hark of where?
Look, I've had honest.
If you want
everywhere.
Do you want to? Do you want a random name?
Where? So and Kruger's area is from up north, isn't it?
It's Midland. A little town called Grosvenor, I believe.
Well, what I'll say is, God, he's like a midden. If he's from Middenland, you could guess. He needs a good clearing out. I guess he's always the one who's got to do it.
I bet he makes you work real hard. One of them Midlanders, eh?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I know of where he stays. That physician. Dodgy place, backside of town.
He's in need. Yeah, backside indeed. He's in need.
Just over from the docks.
Just over from the docks. I'll take the address.
You'll see it, and he describes this place to you. Yeah,
great. Yeah,
you'll know where it is. Just across from a fishmonger.
Thank you so much.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to give the guy a couple of copper pieces to thank him, or
cool.
Enough to buy a round or something for him.
Cool. Yeah, that's good. He insists you join him for a round.
No, I make a good decision and don't do that.
He looks kind of askance to you, but doesn't stop you leaving.
Cool.
Okay, everyone else. Yeah. So, what was her name? Skundwy insists that you head off. So you do, presumably. Everyone, are you just tramping your way straight down to the docks? Any intention to kind of stay in Backstreet still?
I'd like to, if
sure.
Skundwy allows us the privilege of not.
Is she not somebody who also tends to traverse back streets rather than the main ones?
I don't think you really have much of an idea, to be honest.
Okay.
If you ask her, maybe, but yeah, she's just happy to follow you. She's presumes you know where you're going, as long as you don't slow down. She's like, clearly egging to get these things dead, but otherwise she's following you. Cool. I reckon maybe Henrik is leading this journey through kind of Grunberg, looking for kind of darker backstreety areas. So, did you have a kind of streetwise thing, or was it just underground you had?
I think I've got stealth underground.
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out what we used for like streetwise. It may have just been perception.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what. Give me the stealth. Is there just a base stealth as well, or is it just stealth underground?
I mean, there's my agility.
Mm-hmm. What is your stealth underground score?
37.
And your agility is
29.
Okay, give me I'm just bodging rules. So give me a 33 roll.
Yeah, that works.
You've done a bit of stealthing. Plus 20, so 53.
33 is 53.
Mm-hmm.
I'm re-rolling that.
Okay.
That's still not good, but it's not a crit.
Okay.
77.
77. Okay, cool. So basically, all this means is they get a roll to spot. Okay. So you are kind of just at the docks. You're not far off at all from. You just passed around the backside of that warehouse, but you've kind of got an open area next to the market. You don't have any choice to get to just before you get down to the docks, and you hear a shout directed at you from the distance. Someone just like, "Hey, you there! Stop! Halt!" And any of you that look over see it is a guard with a halberd pointing in your direction.
This is going so badly.
Run.
You're almost at the place you're heading for.
Yeah,
Run.
let's run.
Okay. Snap decision run. Cool. Okay, everyone give me an athletics just to see how fast you run, first of all. And I'm going to roll for this guard to see what they
This
do.
flat, Sam.
Plus 20.
Ooh, 1 success
Ah.
level.
I should roll Scundry as well.
Using fortune to reroll that.
Scundry rolls well too.
Right, I second time with 1 fortune point spend, I get 13 versus my athletics score of 39. So
Okay.
yes.
I'm going to say that it's a bit mean for me. You all succeeded, so it's a bit mean for me to just say the guard is chasing you. So what happens is you all dash down towards the docks and into kind of a dark corner behind some barrels, and you see the guard kind of run up and look around, having not quite seen where you've gone, and kind of look around for a while, realize they're by themselves in kind of this corner of the docks, and kind of decide to back off and maybe go and ask for someone to help them out, rather than hunt you through this dark corner of probably lots of dodgy folks around here, you know? Sorry, Henrik, I was going to say, before we get to this place, Henrik, did you want to go and investigate someone else as well, or were you thinking of doing that after having a look at this place you went the other night?
I was thinking of doing it after.
Okay, sounds good.
Although, no, I'm going to do it before, just in case they need time. You know,
it's not far away at all. So, what you're gonna just say to the rest?
I'll be back in a moment.
Okay. Yeah. Henrik dashes off up the docks a little way further. It's just round the corner, the shrine of Ranald. You kind of pause there for a moment, wondering what to look for and who to look for. And then, as if by magic, Brandon steps out from behind kind of a cart nearby, just spinning a knife on his finger, just like that. And he's holding a gold coin in his mouth.
Delightful. Good afternoon.
What brought you here then?
You offered me a favor.
I did, didn't I? Calling it in already, eh? What do you need?
A place to stay.
Somewhere no one's looking for you. Wouldn't ask me otherwise, would you?
Exactly. Preferably
Yes.
somewhere with cats or dogs. Dogs are louder.
I've been hearing rumours around here that Ken might tell me why you'd be wanting that. Shouldn't be difficult. I know of someone who's got a load of ratters for the ships. Find me later this evening here, if you want it.
Thank you.
He turns around and jumps back upon the cart where he was a moment earlier.
I will similarly blend backwards into the shadows.
Okay, cool. Everyone else, presumably you were just kind of waiting for Henrik, given that hoping Henrik was going to be there soon. Skundwy is kind of tapping on the stones and looking at the ground for tracks and things. And she's like, aye, they've been here not long ago, eh? I can tell. Not long ago at all. What's this pit over here?
They were trying to get us to fall in it.
What idiots, eh? How many were killed?
4, I think, maybe. Hang on.
There'll be a lot more than that down there.
They're very good at running away.
No one noticed Henrik arrived. Aye, back underground, I suppose. Where was it then?
Well, yeah, I'll point out the... this will be interesting. The section of the wall...
Now you look, it's a perfectly smooth, perfectly maintained bit of wall. You almost struggle to figure out exactly where it was.
I was thinking that might be the case. The night of the attack, I was kind of wondering whether, like, how long it would take him to, as player rather than character. But...
Okay. You pointed out Kruger. I think maybe you're kind of just standing there looking at the Kruger, give me a perception roll.
Oh, I've still got the hat on, so another helmet. So this is
plus 20.
Perception. Oh, it is actually. Okay. So usually it's 24 minus 10 for the helmet. I rolled a 42. I might spend a fortune point to add a success level onto my roll.
Yeah, sure. Go for it.
So that should be squeaking a pass, I think.
Such a word. Well, you don't hear squeaking, but you do hear something that sounds like it could be from a creature along those lines. More of a growling, grating, scraping noise, quietly from the wall. In fact, when your hand rests on the wall, you can feel it. There's something moving not far behind.
In which case I would sort of indicate, and I'm sure that that we'll be able to hear that. If I can hear it, then
Skundwe nods, looks at you and nods, and puts a hand up against the wall and goes, "Hi. That ain't no normal Thagaraki, though, I think." And she's kind of scraping at her stubbly chin for a moment, having a think. Anyone else is free to act, I'll say.
Can I, stick my ear against the wall and see if I can figure out anything, how big it is?
Go for it. I'm happy for this to be a perception or an animal thingy. We're using this one a lot for funky rolls, but
I'm going to go for animal care because it's slightly higher.
I'll give you different information then.
I rolled a 1.
Oh. Okay. This beast it sounds like it's hurt. It sounds like it's suffering or in pain. It's struggling to breathe. You think it's some sort of rat creature, but it's big. You think it's bigger than one of the rat men things you are fighting, which is kind of creepy. With a 1, I'll tell you what, you get a faint, just the very faintest sense of that smell. The same smell you got at that crater.
Cool.
It's something big, but I think it's something injured. It doesn't smell right.
What kind of not right?
Like the rock.
Everyone be careful. It's dangerous. Try not to let it touch you. And with that, she gets her mattock out, her pickaxe, and is looking at everyone.
I give her a nod and step back a bit.
What is everyone doing, other than Henrik?
Well, readying my Warhammer, I guess, then. Slightly concerned about what sort of noise this is going to make, but...
I just realised I sent John the picture, but I didn't give myself the picture, which was very foolish.
Oh, no.
So I'm just going to do this in the background while we have a moment. So, yeah.
Oh, no.
Skundwe nods at everyone. So Kruger, sorry, you tell me what you're actually doing. So you were kind of just looking. Where are you positioning yourselves? What are you kind of getting your hammer ready outside the hole? Are you stepping back a bit? Okri, standing ready with your shield. Can describe what you're doing as Skundwe is getting ready to knock these rocks down.
So the wall is intact again?
Yep. Completely intact.
Yeah, I guess I'd be standing back a bit and to one side. Just sort of ready in case anything leaks out. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sort of going with the same thing. So I guess now I've got a shield. I'll be sort of, bracing almost.
Cool.
Prepped.
Yep.
And probably taking the opposite sort of diagonal, I guess, to where Kruger might be.
Sounds good.
This is obscured in terms of vision, isn't it? This is obscured from the
area above. Yeah, the market's quite loud as well. You're down below the docks. The docks are like so above you, so you're kind of underneath one of the piers, and there's lots of storage stuff. So it's quite out of the way, even though it's not particularly far away from the market and lots of people and things going on. Yeah, cool. Okay then. Skundwy takes a sharp inhale of breath and whacks kind of in between the stone where there's kind of some rough mortar that's actually freshly been put in, and muck, and you can see it's wedged in between them as well. And her strike is true, and she kind of levers, and the stone pulls free. And at that exact moment, a horrible, croaking, painful, roaring sound comes from inside. And Skundwy immediately leaps back just in time for a creature to jump like clear through these stones, like sending the rest of them flying in front of you. You're all kind of not knocked back because you're all prepared for something like this happening, but certainly have to step back to avoid flying stones hitting you. And yes, a hideous monster is standing in front of you. You can share that screen. It roars and screams and flails around at you all. It's worth saying that the one in this is kind of muscular and strong looking. The one in front of you, it's a similar build, but it looks much more kind of decrepit and almost slightly rotten and falling apart. Its skeleton, like one of its arms, is kind of completely malformed. It doesn't seem like it can stand properly on it. And its head is even smaller than that, like too small for its body. Was something you were going to say there, Justin? Sorry.
Poor little runt.
It looks like hideously it looks like it's going to die any minute of its own accord. It's just horrific, but clearly it's furious and wants to kill you at the same time. Now, Kruger and Okri, could you both make me a flat perception roll before we do anything else? Just you two. This is relevant for.
I've helmed up as well, so I'll be on.
Yeah, this might be tough. It's all good. I'm just curious if you make it.
I've got 21, so let's no.
I do not.
Okay, no worries. That's fine. You don't notice anything. Okay. And you're all ready, so we'll go in initiative order rather than anyone getting an immediate action first, because it's charging as well. So if we could have combat initiative up, I think, John. Yep.
What is Skundwy's initiative?
Oh, yes, I didn't do hers, did I?
And also, is Boniface with us at the moment?
I don't think Boniface is. No, Boniface is over the bridge. And I'll give Boniface that if you roll a 1 on perception, Boniface, you know something's going on. There you go. So her perception is her initiative is 33.
33. Perfect. You can go right there.
Okay. So how are we looking?
I like the little bell. I like the fact that it's got a little bell.
It is handy, isn't it?
Just so you know where the hideous monster is at all times, you know. A little clanging of its little bell. The hideous, screaming, mutated, stinking monster. Cool. Oh yeah, I can stop sharing this now as well. We've seen. There you go. Good
for.
Excellent. Okie dokie. So it's Rinda first in that order, isn't it then? That's
yes.
Top left first. Okay. So Rinda is, I remember looking at the stats before, rolls an 83. So I think Rinda is momentarily completely just overwhelmed and scared by this creature. The rest of you kind of knew something was going to happen. I don't think Rinda did. And Rinda, well, won't run, but Rinda will effectively just hide behind you, Henrik.
Oh, no.
So that's your go, Henrik.
Okay. I am going to... I'm going to actually... Remind me how enclosed this area is?
It's pretty enclosed.
So I can't get a sling attack off?
You're a little distance away from it. Yeah, I think you could. I was more thinking height-wise and around you, but you could probably sling over your head. It's not
okay.
By the way, this thing is large and scary, so it does give you fear. So you will get a -1 success level to attack it unless you succeed at a cool test.
I get a cool roll plus 20 to resist fear against rats.
Excellent. This is definitely a rat, so go for it. It's challenging, so it's flat, but you get a plus 20. If you pass this roll once, it's not affecting you for the rest of the combat.
Was this part of your leveling up between?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yep,
in
that
handy.
is definitely a pass. So I have no debuff.
Yep, and you
I
can
won't-
also move around freely, and it will not cause you any other effects from combat, other than obviously horrible pain. Eventually.
So to hit is flat
Opposed, but it has a significant disadvantage because
on
so
ranged.
it will be, it's large, so plus 20, and it can't oppose.
Yeah. That is 3 success levels.
Very nice. Okay, so what's the damage on your sling? And what was your roll for body part?
My roll for body part is 1-3, which is the left arm, which I seem to be very good at hitting. And my sling is +6, so
Very
that's 9.
9. Excellent. Let me just get its toughness bonus up. And why am I still in that section? I'm still in the psychology section rather than the fighting, terrifying monsters section.
And that is a...
My apologies. So you hit left arm, correct? I think it has
Mhm.
1 armor, and it has a fair bit of toughness bonus. Yeah. I love how Kruger has a higher toughness bonus than it. That's ridiculous. I should reveal the stats, but you're very tough there. So it takes 4 damage to the left arm, so 4 wounds. And you get an advantage. Yep, got that down already. And that wasn't a crit. So it wasn't a double, thingy.
Yep.
Okay, so that is Okri's turn. No, that's not Okri's turn. That's the hunter. No,
Yes,
that's the
that's
rat
Skundwy.
thing first, though. I know I just
Oh,
skipped the rat
yes.
thing because it got hit.
Oh
Of
my
course that
God.
gets to attack. I don't think it's particularly aware of who just shot at it. I think it's just going to go for whoever's nearest because it just got pain from somewhere. It isn't particularly conscious of that. And I'm going to say the nearest people are either Kruger, Okri, or Bonnie, or Skundwy. All 3 of you were kind of up there, I think. That is Okri. Let's find out how good your new shield is then, eh? So, it is swiping for you. So roll me an opposed, and we'll see how many success levels you get each. It has... Oh, you're going to be kidding me.
You're on mute, Jonny.
You have a plus... No, I'm not going to give you a plus yet, because not everyone else is engaged.
That's okay. What am I
so just-
rolling on for this? Sorry.
Your weapon skill.
Weapon skill. So I have 40 and I rolled 24, so 2 success levels.
Okay, it got no success levels, so you beat its success level, so you get a +1 advantage. You kind of you're effectively just readied with your shield as the stones flew up as well, and the beast swipes for you, but your shield just bashed to the side. It just hits the front of it. Good strong dwarven make the shield, no harm to you at all. You also have your armor from that, but you don't need it because it didn't hit you. Okay. And now it's Skundwy's turn. Okay, Skundwy's just going to go at it with her mattock. And miss, sadly. So she, I think she's a bit taken off balance by the stones all flying out, so she's just kind of swinging with her left arm towards the thing, but isn't quite close enough yet. So hopefully she'll get a better hit in next round. So that is Okri's turn to hit back at the creature.
Okay.
It's worth saying for your worry as well, Kruger. This is all very loud. There's roaring and kind of battering. You definitely think that people could have heard this, but right now that's not your top concern.
Am I a flat weapon skill roll, Sam?
So now it's... I know, I'm going to say Skundwy has engaged it, so now you get a +10 for 2 people engaging it. +20, sorry, for 2 people engaging it.
Cool. I have a weapon skill of 40. I rolled 33.
Okay.
Oh no, wait, sorry, it's melee basic, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I have...
Yeah, sorry, with the bonus, yeah.
Yeah, so I have 50. So did you say +20? So yeah, I have 4 success levels.
Cool. Okay, very nice.
And then
it got -1, so yeah, you hit. So what was the body part you did with that?
33. So right arm.
Oh, 33. Double.
Oh,
critical. Yeah. Okay, then. Time to go to that part of the book, folks. We never get this. It's exciting. Actually get the critical. I'll tell you what. Does someone else want to go to the critical page? Because I'd rather keep my rat ogre thing where it is. I'll lose the stats if that's the case. Could you look it up for me, Steve or John?
Sure.
Find out what 33 is. So that's arm again, I think. Was that?
Yes, arm, yeah.
Yeah, cool.
Right arm.
Mhm.
And I've also so the damage. PDF.
So this goes. So this is your bonus, your strength
around.
bonus, your strength bonus, your weapon bonus, and the success levels.
Yeah, so it's plus strength bonus plus 4. My strength bonus is 4.
Very nice.
And it was 4 success levels, so 12. Is that right?
Mm-hmm. Yep, that sounds good. And then we roll on the criticals table, right?
Yes.
The 100.
And it was the arm was the location, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Right arm, yeah.
That is a 19.
Okay, 19 on the arm critical wounds table. Minor cut. One wound. Gain a bleeding condition as your upper arm is cut badly.
Okay, it's bleeding.
So
you got into it rather than just battering it. Your axe bit into the forearm of the creature.
Also, with the hack thing, if he's got armor there,
he does.
Then it damages it by 1 point.
Okay, cool. I will remember that. Don't need to know that down as well.
So how many wounds is that in total?
That was left arm. How many wounds was that in total?
12.
12. So
plus 1 from the critical. And the bleeding condition, does that add 1 wound at the end of every
round? It'll add a wound, yeah. So that is 7 damage total.
2, 3, 4, 5.
Okay, it's not looking happy about this like gash across its arm for somewhat obvious reasons, and it screams in your face, Okri, and kind of this horrible, stinking, pus-filled breath covers you. You kind of just like lift your shield, just trying to avoid the disgustingness of it.
This is a problem with using a warhammer rather than a sword. I can't use a shield.
Ah, that's true. Kruger, using that warhammer, are you?
I think, yeah. I'll.
It's now facing away from you, looking at Okri, who just gashed its arm. So you get the chance to go at it from behind with this hammer.
Righto. So what bonus are we looking at here then? What's the?
Now it'll be a plus 30 because now it's a 3-on-1.
Wow. Okay.
And this is the problem for single enemies. Even if they're tough ones, they really suffer when they're surrounded, which I guess kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
Ooh,
well, this should be interesting then. Do I want to re-roll that?
Do you?
I'm going to re-roll that. I'm burning through the fortune today. That's better. Actually, I didn't need to re-roll the first one. I rolled 53 on the first one, but plus 30 because my weapon skill is 50. So I'd forgotten about the plus 30. So yeah,
you're absolutely right, Johnny. Thank you for reminding me. I'm forgetting the fear rolls as well. Although you've passed that in chat, which is great. So do that roll as well, Kruger, and we're good.
God.
So it's a challenging, so 0 cool roll.
0 cool roll. Well, my cool is 50. I rolled a 26.
You're all great. See, I think that's one of the way the monster's most supposed to make up is with fear. So a lot of people can't attack it, but you're fine. You're all can. Anyway, go ahead. What were you rolling? So it got 2 successes.
So I rolled, the target was 80. I rolled 53. So that is 3 success levels.
3 successes. Okay, so you do succeed still. So you get plus 1 to your attack. What is your strength bonus and your thingy? And it wasn't a double roll, was it?
It wasn't a double roll, no. Strength bonus is 3, and the warhammer is plus 6.
So 9.
So yeah,
plus your 1 from your success.
Plus the 1
so
from
10.
the thing, yeah, 10.
What part of the body was that? The secondary number on the die?
35.
So 5.
Right arm.
That's body, isn't it? 40. Oh, sorry, 35. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Right arm. All the arms. Well, I guess it makes sense. You've hit the other arm as it's whipped round. As Okri's hit the left, you hit the right.
Oh.
Go on.
Higher score from either. I've forgotten this. This warhammer is damaging, which means I can use the higher score from either the unit's die or the success level. So
you can add 5.
The units die. So I rolled a 53, so that would have been 3,
3.
which is better than 1. So we can stick on 2 extra points of damage.
Yeah, why not? Sounds good. So that's 12 damage then, is that? Yeah. 12
Yes.
damage. Very nice.
Yes.
That's a cool ability, that one.
If you remember it.
Yeah, if you remember it. Yeah. No, dice come back. I rolled as far away as it could have.
Oh god.
I seem to spend literally all of these sessions going after the dice that I lose.
Oh gosh. Okay. Yeah, you pummel it good on that arm, so it takes 5 off that damage, so that's 7 damage. No, 6 off that damage. Yeah, 6 damage. Sorry. 6 damage in total to that arm. No crit, nothing else extra. Yeah, that's right. Cool.
We're puzzling John, I think.
And how many wounds do I have total? Because I'd probably keep an eye on that. Okay, it's all right. And that is the end of the round, so it'll take an extra wound for bleeding, but it also has a tail attack, which is going to go for Kruger because you're behind it.
Oh.
So, make your roll.
This is presumably just a melee.
Yep.
With whatever weapon I'm using, I guess.
Yeah, weapon skill. You're effectively blocking it.
And you get an advantage, remember?
Yeah, you have your advantage.
Oh.
You don't have to have an advantage if you don't want to, Steve.
No.
No, this is the roll.
advantage is nice. It's I rolled 69, which in this case is not nice. Because it's still over. So that would have been a -1 success level, I guess.
Yep. Okay, well, it got 2 success levels, so it's going to hit you. So this tail, you didn't expect the tail to lash out. You weren't paying attention to it at all. And it turns out on the tail actually is a effectively like the head of a mace on the end of the tail has been like slid onto it and kind of nailed through the tail itself.
Oh, God.
And it whips onto you and smacks. That was 28. Where does it hit you?
Left leg? Reversed?
Left leg.
Yeah.
Smacks into your left leg. Yeah, that hurts. So that is 2 plus, what was the... Plus 10... 15 damage total.
What?
It's a big monster. What do you expect? To resist with your armor and...
I don't have armor on my left leg, do I?
It's strength, toughness bonus. Look, you've been really lucky so far, folks. You get hit once and you're complaining at me.
It's a good job I leveled
We've
up the
had
toughness.
All of these combats, and you've barely taken any damage.
That's because when you do hit us, you hit us with 15.
Blimey. Okay, so 15. So my toughness bonus is 5, so that brings it down to 10.
Mm-hmm.
Even so, that is 10 wounds off my. I've got 22 wounds now. So, yikes, down to 12.
Mm-hmm.
That's not nice.
Kruger, you just get swept straight over, and you feel like a horrible, unpleasant, like crunching sound in your knee. You don't think it's broken, but whatever it was not healthy, and you're kind of just battered onto the ground. Nothing's like broken, or like you're not like horribly gashed, but it's just completely knocked the wind out of you. You're kind of utterly shocked in the moment. You didn't expect that at all. That's where that wound is. Bruised, just battered. It wasn't comfortable. Okay, and we're back round to Rinda. If there's a moment of, a word or a shout or someone's doing something as well, just tell me. That can be between rounds.
I'll be shouting, but
yeah. Kruger's first priority now is not being quiet, I feel. Rinda. First of all, Rinda succeeds. So Rinda is now emboldened by something or other, who knows what, leaps for the toe of this giant monster, because that's about all he can reach, really. And manages 1 success. So we'll do a total of 1 wound. Rinda is clutched upon the toe. Oh, I should do an opposed, to be fair. Although, no, it does fail. It's going to fail at most of the opposed because it's got so many people on it. And Henrik, what are you doing then? You slinging it again, or are you going to try and stab it?
I'm going to sling it again.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
So that is still plus 20, or actually 30 because my advantage.
While this is going on, Kruger is just there burbling in the muck, just like, oh, next to the creature, having just been swept completely over.
That is 2 success levels, so 8.
Mm-hmm. 8. Whereabouts on the body are you hitting?
Ooh, that's a good point. 58 goes to 85, which is the left leg.
Left leg. Okay, that still has 1 armor, so that's 6 damage off.
6
Okay.
damage.
Yeah, you just bash into the leg. There's kind of just a grunt, but you don't get any more registering of anything else. How many is that? 25. Okay. And now it is the creature's turn again. It bellows and, not really knowing what else to do, continues to try and batter into the dwarf in front of it, hiding behind the shield. Okay. Ooh, it rolls really badly. But I suppose you should oppose it anyway there, Jonny. See how you do. I think it's -6 success levels.
I rolled a 6.
Yeah, you're not going to problem. I almost feel like I should give you some bonus for that, but there isn't actually really anything in the rules for that. You get an advantage for it anyway.
It's the second 6 in a row that I've rolled. No, but people didn't see the other one, but I put it in chat when I rolled for my fear thing. That's weird, isn't it?
Very nice. Yeah, it's true.
I think Okri doesn't get another advantage level because yours can only go up to 2, right?
I've got an int of 28, so yeah.
It's your initiative, not your intelligence, right?
Oh, my initiative is 25.
Okay,
yeah,
that's still okay, that's its go. So, that's its first one of its attacks anyway, as Kruger found out. Skundwe is more frustrated and furious now, so hopefully she's gonna. No, she's definitely not. I guess I'll oppose for it, but that was a horrible roll. Oh, it rolled horrible too. Why do NPCs have to make it hard for me to math? They're both minus. No, she still failed. She got a 98 and it got a 60, so it's still good. I know.
98.
Yeah, she got 98. Oh yeah, you're right. She fumbles. She hacks at the thing, but accidentally hits the wall with her mattock, and it flips out of her hand. She roars in frustration.
I knew just trusting somebody who was ridiculously optimistic was a
perhaps
bad
embarrassment.
Call.
Probably embarrassment given the circumstances. Skundwe not doing well.
Oh, how embarrassing!
Just like, oh my goodness. Silly old me, eh? Okri. Going at it with your lovely new axe.
Certainly.
Okay, you get a plus 30. And it rolls a 90.
A plus 30 and then a plus 20 because of my 2 thingies, right?
Advantage, yeah.
So I need to roll under 100.
It's to roll a crit fail.
I rolled 14.
Yeah, I think you're fine.
So that's 9 success levels.
Okay, I'm officially giving you a roll on the crit table for this. I don't. Let's get the crit table roll. Kruger, Steve, do you still have the crit table up?
Probably.
Okay. Where did that hit on the body? 41. So that is body, isn't it?
No, it's right arm again. I really hate that right arm.
Really hate that right arm.
You rolled 14.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you
41. You flip it.
Yeah,
41.
you check
Which is
one.
right arm.
You actually, it turns out you're supposed to re-roll for location.
Oh, I thought you just.
Page 174.
When it's a crit.
Yeah, when you receive a critical hit, you do not determine the struck location by
Go on, then
reversing
give me
as
a
normal.
re-roll. I'm granting a crit for this.
So is it a D100 again, Steve?
Yeah,
it's a D100, yeah.
I'm
not quite sure why they do that. Oh no, I
A 14.
I rolled a 0-1.
Head.
Okay. Ooh, head.
And I rolled a 79 on the crit damage.
So just quickly, so I've done 17 damage.
Yeah, the damage doesn't matter, Jonny. It's fine.
Okay.
I'm just deciding how it's ended with the crit roll.
Oh, yeah. So 79, you say?
Yeah. What's that? What's that for me?
It is a concussive blow.
Okay. So your hammer, it's kind of bent down to strike you, and you kind of reach, because it's a huge thing, and you kind of reach up and do an overhead as it's kind of tried to get you and just battered off your shield again. And you come right down upon the head. And concussive is perhaps an understatement because you break vertebrae as the hammer hits. It's not a particularly straight strike. You don't actually kind of like bite into the skull, but you have enough force behind your swing that the head just kind of crunches inwards a bit, and there's kind of a guttering moan, but the entire body of it just stops moving and it just flops forward, and you have to kind of step back actually to avoid being squished by it. But it's if it's not dead, it's certainly not moving ever again. The moment you the thing is lying felled and there's a moment of silence, you hear all sorts of Kazalid curse words coming from Skundry's mouth.
Can I limp over and pick the matter up?
I feel like you're taking a moment to get up, Kruger. You're still pretty stunned. Everyone else is kind of standing there, and Kruger's just kind of up to feet. Skundry's already got a matic by this point anyway.
I presume there's not anything else coming out of that opening.
If you look into the opening, the dark of it, you have you have dark vision in there. You see, you have dark vision yourself, so you can see in there that there is actually not much in there. It's not what you remember. It looks not like a tunnel going into the darkness, but instead a small, kind of effectively enclosed cavern, which is just a dead end, where the creature has clearly been. There was some horrible rotten meat in there that the creature had maybe been feeding on. It stinks like it had just been leaving its waste in there, as if it was just a pen for this thing. But this is definitely where you were before. As if someone had deliberately put it there and then burrowed in behind it.
They'd done like a cask of Amontillado and just buried it in the wall.
Mm.
Wow.
Henrik, you can see that too because you've got dark vision. Kruger, you can't.
So was it left there for us, or was it left there for it?
Okri and Kruger can make me another perception on a +20. Skundwy says to you, Henrik, "I bet it was some kind of trap monster like this waiting for you."
The only thing I'm perceiving is a pain in my leg.
I'm going to use these dice forever because I just rolled a 7.
Oh, yeah. You, having mashed it on the face and having had a better look at it now, realize, as strange as it is, you recognize this creature. You remember the first one that yelled at you. That rat man in the dark. You got a glimpse of it before it dashed into the wall. The one that ordered the others to attack you. It's that one, the same one. Not the same body.
I was going to say, was it this size before?
It was nothing like that.
Okay.
But it looks kind of malformed and mutated and kind of horribly formed. So from what you can see, you wouldn't be surprised if something had happened to that creature, rather than you're mistaken.
This is Kruger, you remember I said that one was moving down the wall and disappeared when we were first here. It's this one, but it's different.
While this conversation is going on, Skundwy has gone into the cavern and is like looking around and poking the walls and things.
You're on mute.
I think I'm also going to go into the cavern, and I'm going to go in the direction that I remember the tunnel going in, and seeing if I can hear anything on the other side of that tunnel wall.
Sure. Make me a perception at a -20.
Ooh.
And sorry, I kind of interrupted your conversation.
That... Ooh, I'm going to spend a fortune point to succeed.
Ooh, okay. At first, no, nothing at all. You don't think it's perfectly silent. And then you kind of settle for a while and you kind of just motion to Skundwy to stop moving around for a moment. And you kind of really listen and put your hand just resting on the soil. And I think you don't hear it, but you're standing on a stone and you feel the very, very slightest vibration on the stone itself, as if there was movement activity going on deeper underground, possibly quite a long way deeper.
Interesting.
But you can't tell from in here where that tunnel went anymore. It's quite disorientating, to be honest. And it doesn't look like it's been freshly dug. It looks like natural earth to you. You're no expert digger, you know?
Very interesting. They're definitely nearby.
Kruger,
Keep
Okri,
these
another perception roll. My apologies, John.
Go for it.
Oh, they finally failed me. 61.
Okay.
Mute,
You were on
Steve.
mute, but I got the impression that was a fail.
I rolled a 58. Yeah.
There is a clatter of weapons behind you. You both turn around and see 4 members of the guard pointing halberds at you. They're gathering in a circle around you, looking very worriedly at the monster at your feet. But kind of one of them, who you vaguely recognize, goes, "Look, no trouble. Just we've been told we need to bring you in." What?
Told by who?
Head of guard.
Who's that?
Look, why does it matter?
Who is the head of the guard?
Baron Elskonnect, temporarily assumed head after Mr. Flint was deemed inadequate to lead. Word has it. And then another one looks at him and shushes him and shakes his head. And then they go, pointing the halberds at you. Come on, hurry up. We'll deal with whatever that is later, I suppose. It's dead, right? Right? Like one of them pokes it.
Oh, God.
Do they seem to have noticed me and Skundwy and Rinda?
No, and Skundwy's actually gone quiet.
Excellent.
Tell you what, make an animal thing roll to make sure that it's quiet, because that's something you'd have to do.
If you'd not said anything at all, John.
It's true. Plus 20 flat. I think it's quite hard to make an animal be quiet and not be spotted on demand, so I'm going to say it's a flat.
I'm going to spend another fortune point to succeed.
Okay.
This is a plus 10, I presume, rather than that's.
Now, to be fair, I'm going to be fair to you, John. They might still come and have a look. So I'm not sure. If you do want to spend that fortune, let me know.
Flippin' heck.
Conspicuous hole in the wall, you know.
These guards are brave guards to go in a hole that thing just emerged from.
Yeah, conspicuous hole in the wall that smells like excrement and monsters.
I'm not saying they're going to come charging in. There's still a chance you won't be spotted. But I'm going to make you make another roll.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Okay, cool. So, Okri and
Maybe
Kruger.
another roll after you garrot the one that walks through.
Yeah, I know.
should close the hole. It sounds dangerous.
Okri and Kruger. There's another 2 guards now coming down the steps as well. So now you can see 6 of them.
Oh.
4 are around you and 2 more are kind of tramping down.
That's not fair.
On the way down. Hey, there was
Boniface
a
is
lot of noise.
behind him, but he has 6 rocks.
You know what? Boniface, you are doing your own thing. We will come back to you in a minute, but you've seen the guards going down to the docks.
I imagine Boniface has somehow
inside.
acquired some kind of cake or carrot or something, and is just kind of sitting there on like a barrel watching.
Just watching on the other side of the river.
Now there's another 2 guards gone down.
Are you just nodding, going along with it? Are you saying anything? What are you doing? You're fighting your way out?
Well, with 4, part of me was wondering, how tough are 4 guards? Another part of me was wondering, well, if we send them into the, oh my God, there's something in the cave. We could
Go
perhaps, jump.
What are you going to do?
But
come on, snap decision. I don't want you to have a long time to think about it. What is your instinct? Okri, what's your instinct?
What would Boniface do?
I think that I would still be slightly on guard when they came down, in case, anything else appeared. So I think I'd have turned essentially still in a braced position, and I would probably not be adjusting from that position currently.
Yeah, that's fine. Just standing there, not reacting. I mean, given that you just clearly killed this thing, they're not inclined to think that you're about to attack them. You clearly are just in a fight, so You've got the beast's blood on you, you know.
Yeah.
Kruger, are you doing similar, or did you have another instinct? Come on, you can't debate this forever.
You're going to be taking it anyway.
Well, if you're both just standing there, then one of the guards, all the other guards are kind of standing around you, and one of them who looked more like a kind of maybe a sergeant in the guard or something like that. You met them when training. They kind of were watching you train. Kruger eyes you up and goes, "Hey, come on now, let's make this easy. I don't know what's going on, but maybe it'll just be a chat. Let's head up, go to captain's office, see what's going on. Okay, we sort all this out.
We know what's going on.
Well, good. Then you can tell us.
We can tell you. Helsknecht's bent. He's in league with these things.
Seems unlikely.
Seems unlikely, but it's true. Why the hell do you think we'd come back here?
Give me a persuade roll.
Persuade.
It's going to be pretty tough. But, you know, I'm going to make it a -10.
Where the hell is my persuade?
Are you trying to help at all?
I will say that's why I got rid of Flint.
Make it a flat roll. That's a convincing point.
I can't see persuade. Is persuade a special skill? Or is it just cool?
You can use charm, or it's normally charm. Is
Yeah,
like,
on, charm,
but they get. Yeah.
Sorry, I have a habit of not looking at the character sheet before I
That's
say
cool.
India.
There's no talent called night vision. It's called dark vision.
Dark
Night
vision. I said dark vision, didn't I?
You said there's no talent called dark vision. It's called night vision.
Oh, sorry, I always get them mixed
Not
up.
that it's a big deal.
Yeah. In actual, like, something else is dark vision. Probably D&D.
It is D&D.
Yeah.
So what am I rolling? And can I leverage
charm?
my...
Charm, yeah, charm.
Oh, Jesus. Anyway, I can leverage my new talent, which was Etiquette Soldiers. I don't know, that's probably not...
I'm going to roll to see if this guy's a soldier or not.
Our guards
Is it a class? Isn't it like a class thing? So it's...
Yeah, I know. Guards are kind of our type of soldier, but guard, yeah. I'm going to say specifically, and yes, it absolutely can be used.
Sure.
Was it
Sadly, well, that's a problem. I think
is
it's
it
more
worse?
Of a flavor. It's more of a role play thing. It's like you can blend in socially with the chosen group as long as you're dressed and acting appropriately.
Okay, I'll tell you what. I'll give you another
does it
I'll
say
give you another +10 for that?
Yeah. Does it say that it applies to a specific role? Because it might say applies to charm roles with guards.
Oh, in the actual book.
Yeah. Is that an
I'll
etiquette?
give you a +10. We've made the case.
Okay.
Come on.
Yeah, sure.
So that's
oh my
+10
god! I actually make it. My charm is 29. I rolled a 13.
Now you're probably in a hard position. And that's what he's going to say. He's going to say, "What? This is a tough position for me to decide. Look, I don't make the law here. All I'm told is you folks need to be arrested. If I don't do my job, I'll be in themselves. What am I supposed to do? Maybe you're right. Maybe there is something going on. Look, I've seen weird stuff going on here.
Helsknecht isn't following the law anymore. That's the thing. Marcus Flint was a good man, and Helsknecht threw him out for no reason.
What if you never found us here?
So you killed the rat.
Yeah.
I'll give you some plaudits, won't it?
One more charm roll for that idea. But I'm going to do some +20.
Why am I having to do charm?
Or Ockery, don't mind.
Ockery, what's your charm?
Actually, no, you know what? I think Ockery should make that roll because Ockery was the one proposing the idea. +20.
Okay. I think my charm is one better than yours, Steve. Yours 29.
My charm, yes, 29.
Yeah, mine's 30.
It's a 50. It's a 50-50.
It is, yeah. 22.
Oof.
There you go. He goes, you're muted, by the way, Justin. He goes, right, fine, do it, go, now, leave, whatever you're going to do, go. And the rest of the guys just look at this guy, just like, but like two of them lift their halberds and the other two just stare at him like open mouthed, but aren't in your way.
Henrik?
I step
What if I
calmly
s-
out of the hole.
Brilliant.
Oh, now they're coming out.
Scundwy follows suit with a big grin on her face. Oh, actually. The guy goes, "Wait, you? Who are you?" That's Scundwy. She's like, "Look, I'm just here to kill rats."
I'm carrying on walking throughout
Points
this.
at dead rats.
Yeah. It's Henrik, you could just continue as well.
I'm going to continue unless it seems like Scundwy isn't following us.
One more roll for him. I was in the middle. I think he's going to hold Scundwy back for a conversation. Scundwy tries to physically force past him, as you'd expect her to. And then he kind of puts a hand on her shoulder, and then she stops to talk to him rather than fighting.
Sorry.
Go on.
Does
The
he seem-
conversation seems peaceful enough, but if you continue walking away, you won't hear most of it.
No, I'm going to loiter.
Okay. Everyone else continuing on.
Yeah.
Okay. He talks to her for a bit about basically Dowie in the city, problems with Dowie from the mountains. There's been fighting breaking out. Where have you come from? Stuff like that. And she basically seems to answer truthfully as far as you know. And then I'm going to roll a charm for her, but I'm going to give her a bit of a bonus for her actually as well. Yeah. She's pointing out the creature that's just been killed and saying her part in it.
She started the fight.
And then after a while, he lets her go as well. The rest of the guard are just standing around this monster now and looking around and kind of peeking into the hole, not paying attention to you.
Those guards will be dead before you know it. They know too much now. They've seen too much.
Okay.
Especially if we go back to Hell's Connect and
Boniface, cut to
Yeah.
you. So you head across the river, you head to this house. What are you doing when you found the house? You definitely found it above the
Well,
fish ponds.
how close to the house is the location where they had that fight?
It's across the
They're
river,
both in the docks. Okay,
but you could see it from the docks.
sure.
I don't think
And
you actually could see the
so
fight.
this
It was
is-
dark underneath the thing.
Yeah,
but
yeah. So this is before they. So this is kind of okay. Fine. I think the first thing I would do.
The timing you were talking about was you say you got out
Yeah,
afterwards.
yeah.
You got out and saw the guards coming.
Let's say the first thing I do is probably knock and then walk off, and so that I have sight of the door, but I can see if anyone's in. And I would like to see if anyone. I would like to hit maybe go around a corner and hear if anyone opens the door, if anyone checks the door, or anything like that.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Make a roll, I think.
Perhaps a stealth roll.
Yeah, no, you're fine to do the knock and hide.
Okay.
I'm not going to make you roll for that. Someone answers the door. It is like a servant who comes out.
Okay.
A kind of old, kind of hunched over, quite sickly looking servant. Which is
Can you
strange
describe
for
that? Can you describe the house to me? Like, how big is it?
Yeah, so it's the house is actually kind of up some stairs alongside and above a fishmonger's. So it's quite a big house, but kind of ramshackle, higgledy-piggledy above the fishmonger's.
Cool.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know, the size of average size house. Just seems to be one story up above, if you see what I mean.
Okay, so a single floor.
Yeah, single floor up above the fishmonger.
I'm just wondering what the chances of breaking in would be.
The servant that's standing outside the door now, just looking around like,
Yeah,
damn kids.
exactly. I mean, he's accurate.
And then
I
unless
think
you act,
I might.
he's going to kind of head
I think I
back
might poke my head round the corner and go, "Oh, you're in." I thought maybe you weren't in.
in. He kind of looking away when you do it. Goes, what? Who are you?
I am here to inquire about the good doctor's services. Is he in?
Yeah.
He is in.
Yeah, he is. Well, he's busy though. What do you need?
Well, I've been sent here by my lord. I've been asked to inquire about his services. Is he taking patients?
No, he's not. He's
For any
got
money
all
at
he
all?
needs.
For any money? For stupid money? Can I make a charm roll?
Are you holding any money when you make this charm roll? That
That's
might make a big difference.
that's a great point. How much money? I don't have any. I don't have much in the way of. I've lost my gold coin.
I was going to say, if you had your gold coin, that would have worked. Okay. In that case, it's a flat charm roll.
Oh, not good enough. I feel like -4 success levels, I think.
The guy goes, damn kids, just get out of here. And then you see a kind of universal gesture that servants use for other things. He turns around and he just stands behind his back and goes like that.
Okay.
If you want to pay him, he'll let you up.
Yeah.
I have no idea how much, but
I don't. And I do. How much is a day's pay for a servant normally? Like, right? I know you don't have a good answer to that, but like
a few silvers.
Yeah. So in that case, I produce 1 silver piece. Like, kind of. Like, is this gonna? Do
you put it in his hand? He doesn't. He's not
Sure,
looking.
Yeah.
You put it in his hand. Okay. He grips it and feels it with his fingers. I'm gonna make a roll for him. Yeah. Okay. He kind of bites it, turns around to look at you, and just nods, and then steps out of the way of the door a bit. And then when you're kind of presumably you dash straight in.
Yeah.
He goes, "Hey, I'm keeping an eye on you though.
That's fine.
Quick,
I can wait.
Quick word. Don't make me any trouble."
Sure.
You'll say no.
I appreciate that. That's very kind of you. I'm a very sick master. So my game plan is to go in and just look for as much information about ways in, out, and just like perception. I'm going to roll perception and just try and take in as much information as I can.
You're casing the joint.
Yeah, and yeah. I mean, I'm so rude about your loyal servant who tries so hard.
Love it. Okay.
I'm going to re-roll that perception roll as well. But yeah, that's the plan.
So you, the servant is quite hot on your heels, and he's kind of like almost directing you in a certain direction when you go upstairs when you're not quite sure where to go. So you don't have much time, but you can give me 1 perception roll.
Cool. I rolled it. I'm going to re-roll it because I got 82, and that's just not good enough. This one's much better. Any modifiers?
No, I think flat. You'd have a lot of time.
In which case, I succeed with 2 success levels.
Okay. First of all, you do get that same stench.
Cool.
That smell, which almost isn't a smell for you.
Sure, yeah.
That is definitely here in some form. It's not nowhere near as strong, but you can just detect it. I'll give you one other thing. You don't really know much about medical supplies and products and things like that. But as you look around, it doesn't strike you that you see very much of what you've seen in healers' tents before, or healers' huts before. There don't seem to be loads of herbs hanging on the walls, stuff like that.
Am I being led to maybe his office or anything like that?
Yeah, he's basically like ferrying you down a hallway, and then there's a door, and he just like knocks on the door for you. You can go on.
I was wondering, are there any like unsecured windows or anything like that look like ways that you could get in easily later on?
Yeah, I think so. I think the windows that are fairly open, but I mean, you'd have to climb up the outside of the building, so you don't know exactly what it'd be like other than the stairs.
I don't care about that.
You probably could, yeah.
Yeah, okay, cool. Then I'm going to try and think about what I'm going to say to this guy when I open this door.
Yeah. So there's a knock on the door, and a moment later, a shuffling of feet. And then the door opens, and a smell comes through the door, first of all. That smell that you smelled just then, stronger. You kind of almost recoil a little bit because it's quite unpleasant. And the man you see is basically, at the moment he opens the door, he's coughing almost in your face. He doesn't look healthy. His fingers are kind of grayed. His eyes almost pop out of his kind of thin face.
Right.
And he just looks you up and down and goes, "What do you want?"
I'm here because I heard that you're the physician of Baron von Helsknecht.
Why do I care what you heard? Get out of here.
He's fallen ill.
Look, I have plenty of business already.
The Baron has fallen ill. The Baron, I bring news. He's fallen ill at work. He's collapsed in his office.
I'm trying to just hold on my laughter at this.
So I think I make a charm roll and then pose with like.
Yeah, go for it. I mean, that's fairly convincing. That's like the one thing that he might listen to. So I'm going to give you a plus 20.
Okay,
he doesn't know you, so this is a bit out of the blue. But...
So that's 2 success levels.
Okay. And he just goes.
But they can make an intuition roll to kind of see through it.
What happened? What's going on?
He was.
They rolled at 98.
Fine, yeah. I was just like, he's in his office. There's really no time to spare.
He's gonna follow you.
For you to go immediately. No, I don't. I'm just passing on the message. He said to go. I have a bad.
He's
bad
gathering
leg.
up supply. You know what? On a 98, I think you fucking persuaded him. He's just gathering up some supplies from around him, and he just like not quite runs, but like hobbles his way straight out of there.
Yeah,
the servant is just standing mouth agape, staring at you. At this persuasion you managed to somehow do on this guy, and he just walks straight out. He's out the door, gone.
Cool.
The servant's still there, watching you.
Right.
Is this part of a plan, or is this just?
There's never a plan. There's never a plan, Kruger. There's never a plan. I just hear that's what I hear in my mind. Is this part of a plan, Boniface? Do you have a plan, Boniface? No. If he's out the door, I am going to weigh up whether or not I think I can knock this old servant out with a single punch.
Yeah, you reckon that wouldn't be too hard to do? Yeah,
right.
You reckon
then I'm going to try. If there's no one around, I'm in the middle of a house.
The guy's staring at you, so I'm going to give him an opposed, but he's not going to. Yeah. You've got a plus.
I've tried it before.
You got a plus 20.
Oh, I rolled a 5.
He got minus 3 successes. He's pretty weak.
Well, I rolled a 5, which is a crit, right?
Yes. Yes, 1 to 5 is. So you know what? You've just knocked him unconscious how you want.
I just want to just.
You also haven't injured him too badly as a bonus.
Yeah.
Because I was going to make you just potentially badly injure him otherwise.
I guess my things are like search for anything with Baron von Helsget's name on it or sigils, anything that could be associated with him, and then get out of the house.
Your searches do give you many things that have Baron von Helsget's name on them, but I mean nothing that's particularly incriminating otherwise, because it just tells you that he is the physician of Baron, which most people know. One thing that strikes you immediately is there is a heavy-looking safe, which is on like under the desk, which you get more of a smell from than anywhere else.
Cool.
Which you feel like is the single most important thing in here. Nothing else tells you very much, to be honest. It doesn't seem like he's written down horrible plans of what he's done or something.
Yeah, and there's not like a place where he's been preparing medicines or something like that.
There is that, yeah. You want to go look at that?
Yeah, definitely. Honestly, I basically want to see what he's been preparing to give to.
Yeah, sure. So you don't find any trace of like weird, strange materials. There are some regular medical medicines, but what you do find is some things like cinnamon and I'm trying to think what else it would be. Perhaps like garlic and other things that cloves. Yeah, strongly flavored. Strongly flavored, strongly smelling things. You find a number of those rather than perhaps traditional medical things.
Right.
Also things to color liquids. So, paprika and things are there as well. Paprika as well. Stuff like that. But you don't find any, horribleness obvious either.
Cool.
The vials also smell of that.
Yeah.
You actually, in fact, maybe when you touch them, you get a horrible tingle in your fingers that you don't want to touch them anymore.
Don't like that. I'm just weighing up whether I want to start a fire or not.
So that safe is very heavy. You reckon you could probably not lift it, but maybe you could push it if you want to try and do anything with it. I don't think you'd be able to get it open immediately.
Yeah, I don't see myself doing anything here apart from anything. I think if he's got any money, I'll take that and then I'll leave. That's really that's the long and short of it. I spent a silver piece to get here. Jonny,
give me a perception. Go on.
I mean, you can take your silver piece back off the old man.
I can. That's a good point. That's the first thing I'm doing.
God, it's just a chaos.
You know what?
Goblin.
You struggle to find your silver piece in this guy's disgusting robes. Like that is hidden in there somewhere deep down. But you do have a search round. Give me a perception roll for finding gold or like money and the rest of it.
I did not do very well. Oh, yeah, minus 2 success levels.
Minus 2 successes. You find 3 pennies.
Then I take them and go.
And what are you taking? Anything else? You take your documents?
I think
Health Connect.
I mean, my assessment of the situation is that this whole thing smells. It's over a fish shop, so that's probably there to mask the smell. And if he's trying to mask the smell of this thing, then it might be that or the taste or the look of it. It might be that the Baron is not taking these things, willingly and all the rest of it, and that's not great. But I don't know what here I could take. I mean, apart from like kind of just dragging the safe out, which I think, I have an inkling that what's in that safe is not something that I really want to be exposed to, perhaps again. And I don't know. So I think I might just leave.
Okay.
With what
Cool.
I've got.
No problem.
Before
Dash
the guards
out.
arrive.
Give me a quick roll upon leaving the place too.
For
stealth, I was going to say. Or whatever the stealth version is.
Yeah, I
actually
definitely succeed.
Okay, cool. As you're leaving, a small patrol of guards comes by, but you dash round the corner.
5 success levels, so yeah.
And then a moment later, you find yourself looking over the river and seeing the guards from the other side, all kind of letting the group go.
Cool. I'm gonna wander, like amble over to them.
Cool. Okay, you're all you're at that warehouse again, actually, by the side of the river, meeting up. Skundwy is with you as well, and Boniface walks over the bridge to meet you.
What time of day is it at this point?
Probably mid-afternoon.
Yeah.
I thought you were just about to say, what time of the day do you call this?
That's what I thought you were going to say too.
Oh, I love it.
Boniface is kind of like, oh. Oof.
You're right, Boniface. You haven't gotten in a fight, have you?
Have you? It looks like blood-soaked weapons.
They left a little present for us.
Oh.
Well, quite large, really.
Well, I'm glad that you guys got out of it all right.
Skin of our teeth, though. They were walking around this place isn't safe. We need to get.
It's worth saying, Boniface, Kruger is caked in mud and looking much worse for wear than he did when you left him.
Yeah, I guess who's going to be cleaning up that mud off that armor? Muggins here. I popped over to the to House Connect's physician. I think he's pretty crooked.
Good.
And have you found proof?
Well, he didn't look like much of a physician to me. He didn't have the usual stuff you get, poultices and whatever. But he did have a strange. The whole place stank, and it's all above a fish shop. Maybe like mask the smell, maybe. And the only thing he did seem to have were things that smelt or looked really strong, like garlic and cloves, and some of those spices you get, the fancy ones. So maybe whatever he's making up there, he has to really hide it from House Connect.
It does fit what the Darby was saying, that perhaps he was eating it.
I mean, maybe if we just deal with this physician, the whole thing will sort itself out with time. Or maybe not.
I mean, if we can...
Oh, and there was a safe. And something in it. I think that was where the worst of the whatever it was coming from, but I couldn't get that open.
Skundwy looks at Boniface and goes, whatever it was, eh? What do you mean by that?
Well, before we came back to see you, Skundwy, we went through this camp, and there was this stone there, this like black stone with...
Aye, I've seen it. That's what I wanted to know. Anyway,
it felt a bit like that.
Bad stuff.
If somebody gave that to the Baron as medicine, what would it do?
Could do all sorts, depending on luck. Could kill you the first time you took it. But if you're strong, perhaps. Could do wonderful things too, I suppose. Terrible costs, though. You'll lose your mind on it. Lose your soul. Lose everything. What happened to him? This House Connect, what's he done?
Well, he's he's healed remarkably,
Aye.
and
Sounds like it could be.
he's full of anger, and his mood's changed dramatically, and well, he seems to be
Erratic
With a capital rat.
and unreliable.
and sending his forces to attack Skazmingol.
Aye, that was him, was it?
Apparently so.
Sounds like
And
it
that's the
could well
problem.
be.
That's the problem. We can't just get rid of the physician, because whatever we do, war is brewing. We need to stop the war. It's not just the case of removing the poison. We have to undo the damage that's been done, which means reeling Helsknecht back in somehow. So I reckon we need to go to we need proof. We need to be able to go to the people above Helsknecht and somehow prove to them, and God knows how we're going to do that. But only then, I think, would we stand a chance of removing the threat of war.
If we can go to the Graf and convince him that Lord Helsknecht is being poisoned by his physician, but that we believe Lord Helsknecht is incapable of acting on this information, all of which is true, perhaps the Graf could take action and would presumably have enough power to make things better with Skazmingol.
As you are having this conversation, you hear the sound of rushing feet towards you. And you turn around and you see guardsmen running towards you. But they don't have weapons drawn. And in fact, after a moment, you realize it's the same people you were just talking to. And the sergeant looks at you all and goes, "Look, you're right. Whatever's going on here, Baron's not right. It's not really been my place to say, but with more of you on board, he's been putting all sorts in the dungeons. Flint's down there, among others. We got to go get them out. Appeal to the Graf or someone. Come with all you know." And then he turns around like, "Come on."
Here we go again.
Boniface kind of like, "One Kruger, fame and fortune."
Are you all right to do this, Kruger?
I think Kruger will probably be popping one of those health drafts.
Kruger's had a bit of a limp.
And throwing that back.
Sure. I think that's toughness bonus wounds, or maybe
yes, it's toughness bonus. No, it's toughness bonus wounds. So that's 5 points back.
Cool. Yeah, you immediately feel rejuvenated and better. And although you still have a bit of a limp in your leg, you kind of feel a bit more energy in your body.
I'll pass him my water skin to help with the rest of the pain.
Oh, I love it. You can sip with that if you like as well, but it'll be immediate consume alcohol test. I mean, it does give you a bonus. If you drunk it before that fight, I mean, or you pass the fear anyway, so it's not a problem.
Yeah. would it have been 4 consume alcohol rolls? On back to back, or
for the total? Yeah, not if you down the whole thing in one. Yeah. to get the effect, I thought about that beforehand, that I was going to make it you have to get half of it drunk as well.
Okay, right.
Just because it's a bit unfair to make it down to get any of it.
Because it could be very, very messy.
It never came up. So presumably you're all following this guy to the barracks.
Yeah.
For the lack of a better idea.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I mean, I'm still down with off the physician, but no one ever seems to go down with my insane schemes.
I mean, we can't off the physician for the same reason we can't just massacre the rats.
Mm-hmm.
Why?
Because that won't solve the problems.
Well, it solve a problem. There's no physician anymore.
That is a fair point.
You have so much to learn.
He's not completely wrong.
As you head to the barracks, kind of folks in the street moving out your way now because there's a big chunk of cards.
Just
well.
plotting murder
you
with Bradley's guards.
Just getting a knife out.
They're in on it. It's fine.
You you see a few other guards just watching you as you go by. Some actually join in to run with you, seeing something is clearly going on that's important.
It's like joining a queue.
I know, yeah. You don't
Or a
see Hell's
mob.
Connect. You don't see yet Hell's Connect. Actually, you know what? I think there are 2 of Hell's Connect's retinue that spot you when you get to the barracks because they're just hanging around. They clearly have the banner. His banner's like a moon. You noticed it before. They just watch you all, and then you see them kind of dash off once you've gone into the barracks, but you don't know what to make of that specifically. Well, probably vaguely do, but you can't chase them. But I guess you could chase them and try and kill them in open daylight. Might not be the best idea. Presumably, you don't do
I
that.
wonder. Boniface.
Go on, sir. You got something you want to say before we?
No, it's just zany schemes. No, I know when to pull back on that from a GM perspective.
It's all good.
I'm wondering about loading my sling and trying to hit one of them before they leave.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
It's broad daylight in the middle of town. There's people staring at you, so people would.
And we've got a mob of guards escorting us.
Oh yeah, I mean, no one's going to jump at you. I'm just saying people would see you like slinging stones, like in a deadly aggressive sort of way at other people in the street. I'm not saying the guards are going to get you, but you'd be spotted doing it.
We're already going to be spotted doing something. We're moving in a
True.
mob.
Go for it. Go for it.
Do it. It's going to be a terrible idea.
Boniface is like, yeah.
That's why I'm doing it. I think Justin's just inspired me.
Mm-hmm.
Take
Oh,
risks.
that did not hit.
So disappointing.
Okay, you just sling, and then it just whacks against the wall of the barracks nearby, and you see one of the retinue look over their shoulder, and you just hear them swear in the distance as they run off faster.
Fair enough.
No one else gets a chance to do that immediately, I don't think. They're already dashing on. So, yeah, you enter the barracks, and the guard at the lead is like, "Look, down here, I'll show you." And then he's unlocking.
If this is a trap, I'm gonna get very.
Yeah, he just walks into the prison cell, closes the door, and goes, "Well, that was easy."
He opens up the thing and steps in first for one, and leaves it ajar.
Okay, I'll follow. I much prefer just hitting things.
Mm-hmm. Look, you can ask him anything you want. He
Boniface
looks.
is
I'll
here
tell
to
you what.
guide
You kind of look a bit suspicious at him. He's like, "Look, I know how this looks, but I see what you mean. Baron's been mad recently, absolutely mad. You should see who he's got down here. There's a priest of Sigmar down there.
All right, Boniface is like, what?
Like, he's lost it. I tell you, we've got to get him out first. That guy, whatever he knows, has got to help, right? Go to the Graph. I don't think the Graph even knows he's down there. I mean, that's not my place to say normally, is it?
No, it's definitely going to be the more people we have to back our story up, the better.
He leads the way down a big set of spiral stairs, kind of close stones, and it kind of you hear the dripping of water down here. It seems like it's a little way underground, and then lit by torches. And you come out into kind of an area of dungeons, and it's kind of open. You can see, and there's fairly good torches, and you immediately see the person they were talking about is Father Stillman from Warlen, who is in a cell. The moment he sees you, he steps up and goes, "Oh, by Sigmar, thank heavens you're still alive. I'd heard terrible things about you." He steps up to talk to you and goes, I knew I had to come. I had to come after what happened in Warlen. Well, people came to rebuild to help us fix the settlement. They said they were, from the Imperial offices, but what they said made no sense. They started accusing you four of all sorts of things, terrible things. Well, they were helping, so people listened, but I knew there was something wrong. Clearly something. I mean, I saw what you did. You saved us from that monster. So I knew I had to come here, help with whatever's going on. They came from Grinberg, so I knew there must be something. I'm glad you're all alive. But the moment I arrived, I was thrown down here as soon as I started talking about you. Hope you know more of this than I, but well, are you all well at least?
For the most part. We've had our own tribulations. But well, yes, it's good to see you're alive.
The guard is unlocking the cell, by the way, and letting Stillman out.
It is very useful to have a witness from Varlin with us. Thank you for coming, Father.
It's the least I could do. It's my holy duty, after all. I must see truth and righteousness done in all. As you're down here, you notice in cells further down, there is Marcus, who the guard kind of sergeant is moving along to next, who is talking to the sergeant. And he's clocked you as well. And beyond him, you see Ulrika, your faithful friend from the north, Kruger. You presumably will have a chance in a moment to catch up with her and find out why she's in a cell. And at the end, beyond her, is Bronda, the dwarf who originally you met in Warlin, the woman. She is also in a cell, locked up.
Quite
He's
the
got a medal,
reunion.
right? Yeah.
There's a few other people here you don't recognize too. It's not like only people you know.
It would be, well, there's got to be some criminals in this town, right? Let's get the crims out, and then we can have some fun.
Can everyone make me... Go on, sorry.
We're not staging full prison break, Boniface. Some people are staying behind. I assume Flint and the sergeant will help us pick which ones.
Flint walks over to you all and goes, well, I'm glad to see you all still alive. I've heard there's been fights out there.
Yeah, there's war brewing, and all because of...
I can't believe you go to war with dwarves over this. I'd heard rumor that he believes there's some sort of grudge against the houses of Grunberg or something, but I don't know where he knows that from.
Well, he's being manipulated. He's being fed poison. We believe it's his
by the
physician,
Ratman, I suppose.
Well, presumably that's yes. They we think they want to take back the. There's so much stuff that so many new things. This weird stone near Skazmengol, the rats want it. They're feeding parts of it to Helsknecht.
My goodness. That explains his change then, I suppose.
That's what the dwarves think, my lord.
And there is a grudge brewing against the houses of Grunberg because Lord Helsknecht has been killing dwarves.
He's made
to
one
get to the
indeed.
stone.
He looks apologetically at Skundwe who's with you. Everyone, make me a perception roll, please. I'll just make one for NPCs. Flat.
Yeah, got -2, so not great.
I rolled a 95.
Nice.
That was better. Success.
Yeah, I have 31. I rolled 30.
Okay, Okri and Henrik, you feel movement in the stones beneath
Oh
you.
no.
I draw my sword.
Is it like a rumbling kind of feeling?
Yeah, I mean, it kind of feels like there's a slight vibration movement in them. Yeah, can't hear anything. Are either of you saying anything? I mean, everyone's seen Henrik draw his sword.
I do not shout, but I say, draw your weapons and make for the door as quickly as you can. Now, go.
There's kind of a shocked look around as most people don't know what to do. But
is everyone out of their cells?
No, I don't think Bronda's been got to yet.
I would. I like. If no one is going to open the cell, I would want to, grab the keys and rush over. Or
yeah, the guard sergeant nods at you. He doesn't give you the keys, but he runs over with you and unlocks Bronda's cell. Okay, so Kruger and the guard sergeant going that way? Are the others rushing straight for the door or doing anything else?
I think I'd probably be sort of staying where I was, especially if Kruger and the guard had gone that way. I'd probably sort of stay in the middle.
Sure, sounds good.
And kind of almost be, wait till they get past me before heading out.
Kind of like a rear guard thing.
Yeah.
And I'll be at the foot of the stairs, making sure that everyone's waiting to make a movement. I won't head up until Kruger's ready to go.
Okay, sounds good. The floor collapses. Okri, right where you're standing, the floor collapses. You're in first. I think Kruger
and all
and
kinds of stuff.
Kruger and Bronda and the sergeant at the end are kind of on the edge of this, but most people hadn't made it fully to the stairs yet, so most people fall down with you. Henrik and Boniface, you might be safe from this. We might make a roll, but we might do that next session. But you hear screeching, and some of you, probably Okri, feels clawing, and it's dark and it stinks, and there are creatures all around. We shall end the session there.
Would it be like, would you describe it as like a tide of vermin?
I would describe it quite a lot like a verminous tide coming upon you. Excellent. I'm looking forward to this.
I'm surprised we didn't go with the drums in the deep. They are coming.
I know. Did we enjoy the NPC roundup to have as a selection for the final encounter?
Yeah. I'm glad Bronda is a lot more useful than the other dwarf.
She was really good, wasn't she?
Yeah.
Are you talking about me?
Okri, you did great that session. Stomp that thing.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
I'll tell you what, you made it a lot harder for me to get you in those dungeons than I thought you were going to. I was like, there were loads of, I was convinced I was just going to have you arrested. I was like, there's no way. No way. I'll give them a chance, but there's no way they're not going to end up just genuinely in the dungeon. And you were like, no, you completely made it. I was like, fair. I mean, you have. So that's what happens when I say I'll live by the dice and let you roll for it, I suppose.
No, it's cool.
That's good. That's great. I had to on the fly think of any other reason to get you down there. It worked all right, I suppose.
That's very funny.
Yeah, that was fun. Cool.
Thanks, Sam.
Yeah, good. Do we have any comments or questions or things to bring up?
I just want to say I liked this one from Jonny quite early in the episode. I think I don't know if he changed his mind towards the end.
Oh dear.
I love Boniface's moment in that house was so good. Just like you're in there and you made it, you punch the guy, and then you look around like, what am I doing now?
What am I doing?
Proceeds to not really find any evidence at all and just steal like 3 pennies.
I mean,
that was all you took out of that house.
It was good. Well, I mean, like, what was I supposed to take? I'm not going to carry a safe through the streets.
Oh, God.
Madness speaking.
I mean, it's a good point, but it's still funny.
Yeah. I'll take all the turmeric. It's going to be really expensive.
Should have stolen the cinnamon. That stuff's worth a lot
of money. Yeah, it's true.
What if Boniface was a proper chef rather than just a cook who cooks with endurance? Maybe he would know these things.
That's WhatsApp doctrine.
That's good for you too.
Yeah, I love
that's kind
that
of what
image.
I'm going for.
Boniface chilling on the far side of the river while everyone else was fighting with their lives with that monster.
I did also like this idea from Steve.
Forge a confession whilst he's there. just sit down. Oh god.
Again, I can't remember whether Boniface can write, but
no. I did.
That makes it even funnier, yeah. Because I love the idea that you can kind of write, just really badly. I realized it was also like a profession role. You didn't think you did anyway. I was saying you were sorting forms and all sorts, and it makes even more sense that you failed that now when you literally can't write.
I mean, I'm a menial. I can't do anything. That's my one of the things on the to-do list for my next career. I'm still like level 1 servant. Like I'm so basic. I'm the most basic character.
You stay down there, haven't you? Saving up your XP now, aren't you?
Well, I'm not even. I've been spending it. I've got like 10 advancements,
at level 1.
like stealth and things.
That's come in handy.
Yeah.
It's a really interesting leveling system where you can only put points into certain things at certain times. It really does make you think about,
and like
a particular path.
The door and things.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
it's really interesting, isn't it?
Like, go on.
I was going to say we did get something wrong when we were talking about leveling before. that when you change careers, things from the old career are shut off for you. But when you are promoted in a career, you can still get talents from a lower career level.
Yeah, talents but
No,
not skills.
You can get, you can
No,
get
it's the
skills
other way
and
around. It's the other way around. Skills
Yeah,
but not
skills
talents.
but not
There's one of
talents.
them. Yeah.
No, you can get talents.
No.
It's. Hang on. I'm sure I found this earlier.
I'm pretty
find
sure it was only one of the two.
I think
just
it
didn't
explicitly
remember
says you can't get talents from lower to lower because
That's what I thought.
Yeah, I think very sure it's explicit,
John can
which is
find
really
out for us.
frustrating.
Yeah. I guess that's one of the things about it, isn't it? The restrictions.
Meanwhile, we have a comment from 42. Boniface is going from servant to ninja.
He is, isn't he?
I mean,
that's true.
like I'm so tempted to like. I've been considering this envoy switch, but maybe I need to go into something more dangerous.
I mean, Boniface is kind of dangerous. Just
It's true. He's very
unpredictable,
He's
chaotic.
unpredictable.
I mean, one of the things I was
He's
going
a
to use
servant
against
of
you,
chaos.
I'd like to point out that for people watching and for you guys, a whole section of my planning for this was literally a courtroom drama where you got arrested and you were in an actual courtroom and I had all this case against you that had to defend yourselves against. You didn't
I joked about that
did you?
last week.
Yeah. And you know, you said you wanted the
I was
envoy
like, yeah.
thing. I prepared that partly because I wanted Boniface to have a chance to defend yourself in court.
Oh
'Cause I
my
was like,
god!
that makes it
Being defended by Boniface.
a law thing. Because I imagine. But the thing is, they weren't going to listen to Boniface because Boniface is an unregistered witch. So I had an amusing scene where Boniface made this eloquent speech defending the whole group, and then they went witch, and then just didn't listen to anything. But it didn't.
Oh my god, that'd been fantastic.
That's so good. That's so good.
You're just like burn him.
Yeah, I got mixed up between skills and talents.
That's fair.
It's all fine.
You know what? There are a few rules in this that are a little complicated to remember.
Yeah, it's not bad though. I
No,
like the way
right.
that most of it flows.
Yeah,
there is. I keep avoiding the situation where, like, if you both get negative in an opposed combat roll, if you both get negative success levels, what happens then?
We have had it happen, and I didn't.
Yeah.
I house ruled that you. It's because the literal wording it says is if you have a higher success level than the opponent, and I'm just like, well, if you get a -3 and they get a -5, that's higher.
Yeah, I think
Functionally,
so.
that's true. So I
But
think
then
it's a win.
do-
You just then I say it's flat. You get 0 modifier, but you could get minus modifier to damage depending how you read that. But I would say like you just get no bonus.
It was the damage thing that was kind of weird because
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah.
If anyone
At some
has
point,
ideas, post them in chat or comments. I'd be curious to hear. But that's as I'm running at the moment. I'm just saying the difference, and then you get no extra from your success level.
Yeah.
That's how
learning many different systems week on week does lead to us to occasionally have gaps in our knowledge.
I
about
just
these
get
things, and we
used to
appreciate everyone's patience on that.
I just get used to going. This is how it works in this game. Don't question it. I mean, it's a big enough book that we're never going to get everything right. Like, you know, if we come back to this campaign like further down the line with more experience, we're still going to screw stuff up. That's how it works. You can complain all you like. We're still probably going to mess something.
At a certain point, it becomes your own homebrew, basically.
Yeah, exactly.
That's fine.
Yeah. It is a good system though for sort of spirited and like the stories that come out of it in terms of crazy criticals and I know I'm still shocked by the amount of damage that I'm glad I took that toughness.
Yeah, I told you these monsters, the big monsters, can kill you in one hit. It was kind of a good job it hit you and not someone else, because someone else with less toughness bonus and less wounds could have died from that potentially. How many wounds do the others have?
I've got 11.
Yeah, so you did 15 with your. That almost could have killed you with your toughness bonus, eh?
I have 15, so I don't know. That would probably kill me.
Yeah,
I
need to get
19. Yeah,
need to get some more armor, and yeah, maybe even more. Mind you, at this point, it gets incredibly expensive for just like throwing.
You can get more. You can get more than 2 armor in one location as well if you layer armor. That is possible.
Yeah. So. We need some money first, though.
Yeah, you do. You've been given quite a lot of nice stuff, though, to be fair, recently. And there's some stuff there too. So, you know, you kept complaining about not getting treasure. I gave you a lot at the beginning of the session. So. Anyway, we'll wrap up there, eh? Since we've already gone half an hour.
Oh, crikey, blimey. Yeah.
Thanks very much for joining us, folks. We're Telling Tales. We stream on Twitch. Everything's up on YouTube. Go check out both of the above. There's stuff going on this week, tomorrow and Wednesday, I believe. So come check those things out on Twitch as well. And our one shot will be delayed until sometime in September. But that's good too. So go look at it. Take care, everyone. Oh, I should say, we'll be back. We're off next week. I remember we've now confirmed this because we've been very disorganized. We're off Warhammer next week, unfortunately, so you won't find out for a little while what's happening to these folks falling through the ground. But the week after, we should be on, and then I don't know, we'll see. But we'll let you know that. So I think the 29th, that is, we'll see you again. Cool. Take care, everyone. Thanks for joining us. Bye-bye.
Bye.